Yeah, baby.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Whiskey Bros podcast. As always, your hosts, Levi, TJ, and Chad. And, hey guys.
What up?
What's going on?
It is our 30th episode.
30, man.
Number 30.
That's crazy.
It's gone by pretty quick.
What's funny is this is our 30th episode, and then the least preparation we've ever done for one.
Yeah.
we were all in traffic and everything like not that long ago. So
Yeah, trying to rush in. To get
it's
here,
dark
so.
outside too. Isn't that crazy?
It is kind of crazy that it's so dark. We've had a lot going on here lately, and I guess first thing we need
Whiskey, baby.
is go straight into the whiskey. If we're going to
Yeah.
start a conversation, we need some whiskey to help our thought process. So
Look at that Big Daddy right
yeah,
there.
So we have a real fancy bottle here. It's Col E.H. Taylor small batch bottled in bond, 50%, 100 proof.
I got a question
Bourbon.
about Colonel Taylor and Colonel Sanders. Are they real
Yes.
colonels?
Yes, actually, I read up on the history for this
shit.
guy. This was post-Civil War, but he actually was a colonel. Colonel Edmund Haynes Taylor and George T. Stagg are kind of like the founding fathers of bourbon, at least in some circles. Some people claim that Elijah Craig was the first one to develop bourbon in the United States and Kentucky.
Oh, shit.
But Colonel E.H. Taylor and George T. Stagg are the basic founding fathers of the Buffalo Trace Distillery, which is the most reputable and most popular distillery in the United States and probably bourbon distribution around the world. They have somewhat monopolized other distilleries over the years, but these two guys were the ones that kind of started it all for Buffalo Trace. And
So don't be talking down to him.
They do have bourbons
That's right.
to their namesake, and Colonel
Put some
Taylor,
respect on that
I'll
name.
read what the bottle says on here.
Respect on my name.
So, as founding father of the modern bourbon industry, Colonel Edmund Haynes Taylor Jr. left an indelible legacy. His dedication to distilling began at the close of the Civil War when he purchased OFC Distillery. There, he developed innovative techniques that are still in use today. Made by hand and using some of Taylor's original methods, this small batch bourbon whiskey has been aged inside warehouses constructed by him over a century ago. Barrels were routinely evaluated to identify those with the richest and most complex flavors. A small batch of these select barrels was then blended together to deliver a distinctive character that is like no other. It is a true sipping bourbon that honors the uncompromising...
Did they write a goddamn
Colonel
essay about this
Edmund
whiskey on the
Haynes
side
Taylor.
of it?
Well, Chad, if you had a whiskey that was named after the guy who brought us all bourbon in the United
true.
States, I think he deserves the credit.
A little essay. That's right.
Okay.
What's your legacy, bitch?
Oh shit, we're coming out of the
No, I'm just kidding.
But the
It is
the
a lot.
fact that it takes so long to like be ready to drink, it makes me want to. In the downtime, you write a fucking essay and like file your taxes and like.
Well, I was just
you
thinking
should send
about
me
while
other
he was
stuff.
reading that of how similar it is to like almost everyone else's though.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. But this
There's
guy
certain
actually,
buzzwords
this,
for
this
sure.
guy actually deserves the credit. I mean, based on everything I read.
We'll see what he deserves after we
Fucking
taste it.
Elijah Craig over there
So-
trying to claim the throne.
Well, hold on. It's a good thing I got a knife.
Open that bad
A
biatch
knife.
up.
Yeah.
And we wearing these AC/DC shirts. They dropped the album today.
Was it today?
Dropped the album today. It sounds about exactly like you'd expect AC/DC. There's a couple of good
Is it
tracks
on
there.
Spotify?
It is. There is one track that I've talked to several people about the album that everyone says is their favorite, and I think it's because it just is different. It doesn't sound exactly like that same cliche style. It's called Demon something, Demon Fire or something ridiculous like
yeah,
that.
I think it is Demon Fire. I think that's right.
And people
All right,
like,
So,
oh shit, we pouring, baby, we pouring whiskey.
ooh, listen to that.
What's up?
There you go. Oh shit. Hey, y'all ever watch on the westerns when they'll slide the drink down the bar,
Yeah. Yeah,
all
they
the way
catch
down
it.
that long ass bar?
All right.
They sell merch on Spotify now.
That's cool.
There's ACDC shirts right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
I mean, it's there's 2 black and black ones and something else. Okay, Power Up is the name of the new album.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I guess they're not even showing like a popularity rating for any of the songs right
It's
now.
brand new, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably hadn't been listened to that much.
But that-
Which one did you say was the one people
Well,
listened to?
I've had
Demon
a
Fire?
couple people text me that Demon Fire was their favorite track on the album.
Okay. We'll have to
What do you have the cost on this? The chat wants to know what's the cost on this E.H. Taylor.
So the E.H. Taylor varies in price between $40 and $65. This in particular bottle was purchased for right around $55. So
May I
I've
see a
held
bottle
on to
too?
it for a while. Yeah, absolutely.
Is it E.H. Taylor small batch?
Yes.
Is there other E.H. Taylors? Or I mean,
Yes.
is this it?
So E.H. Taylor has a single barrel, and actually the single barrel actually won a ton of awards this year. It was, but it's hard to find. It's like $200 for a bottle of it.
Oh,
It's it won all kinds of stuff.
What is this? How long they age this? I'm sure it was in that essay, but I'm bad at.
Well, it's
Paying
bonded,
attention.
so it's at least 4 years old. I'm not sure if it stated on there. I don't think it did.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
But it's a small batch, so it's,
All right, boy.
it's blended. So
That is definitely different than anything we've had. That I'm not even sure what to say about that.
a lot of people say it's kind of like a butterscotch kind of vibe, but I don't know if I'd taste the sweetness up front. But it is pretty smooth up front.
Man, it's almost. Well, I don't know. I have to reserve judgment. It takes me a few drinks.
Take a couple sips.
But my-
more.
There's a
My-
lot of warmth as it goes down.
My initial thought is it's like a much smoother Maker's Mark. Is
Oh,
my
that's not bad.
initial
That's not a bad
initial thought on it.
It definitely has the more spice tingling sensation as it goes down. It's very smooth to your tongue and your mouth when it goes in, but I mean
Right.
down your throat and chest, you feel that burn.
I like
start to
that
come
little
in.
warmth in me.
Yeah,
Oh, a little
it's-
fire in my chest, baby.
It's kind of like a warm hug
Yeah.
going down.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you're gonna feel it, but it ain't it's not like a rye whiskey. Like
No,
it's not like
yeah.
that.
Dude, I've been shotgunning some beers here now that I learned how.
I've got it.
I've
since Kyle from the
Kyle gave me
Devil
some.
and Dads.
Yeah, he gave me a couple of little tutorials, and I even got my mom to shotgun one with me.
That video was
I know I
hilarious.
missed out on that.
That was good stuff, man. That was her first
How did-
shotgun beer too. So
Oh, you missed out on being there, is what you meant.
Yeah.
You saw the video though, didn't
Yeah, I
you?
did see the video.
yeah, he was supposed to be there that day. But there was
Yeah.
some sickness in their family. Now, Levi, I would like to hear. About because you just had a COVID test.
Yes.
What was that experience like?
You ever like clean earwax out of your ears and you go past the threshold where you find like a little bit, you feel like you went too far and it's kind of like a hollow cavity right before
no.
you feel like you're about to touch your eardrum? They
Yeah.
do that to your nose. And I felt like I was about to poke myself in the brain. But they give it to you to do yourself, and you stick this thing like way deep in
You
your
got
nose.
to do that shit yourself?
Well, they give it to you to do by yourself, and they just kind of instruct you, walk you through it. But if you're not doing it correctly to their liking, then they kind of take threshold. So all the while, I'm pretty positive I don't have COVID. I'm pretty sure I have a sinus infection. There's a lot of inflammation going on.
You're
and
saying at the
tightness.
time.
At the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, not
and-
right now.
Not right now. No, I
That's
feel
a
much
weird
better.
thing to say right
Yeah,
now.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
no,
sure I don't have
pretty
COVID,
sure, yeah,
boys.
like-
I'm pretty sure I just brought it to you.
Hang
No,
on, hold
but
on.
no, I feel much better now.
Let's
But
switch mics real quick just to make sure.
I'm gonna have to ask you to mask up here.
that would sound. But anyways, they stick it in your nose. You leave it in there for like 15 seconds, kind of spin it around, and it's just uncomfortable. Is the way I would describe it. Not painful, just uncomfortable. Especially for me because I had a lot of swelling going on inside of my nose.
Yeah.
I wonder
but
if it's
it's not terrible.
if it's similar, better, or worse than like getting an MPA put in your nose.
What's an
And,
MPA?
That's the nasal passage airway. It's like a
Oh, okay.
like a tube. So like if your mouth is fucked up or something like that from like whatever reason, a car wreck, you stick it up your nose and it goes down your throat so you can breathe.
It ain't that bad.
no, that's
is
not
it?
that. No, I
That
don't-
sounds
that,
way
that
worse.
sounds way worse. I would
Well,
describe
but it's
it as like
but it's like a silicone flexible tube though.
Oh.
So I don't know if that would be. But it fucking sucks. Like
Yeah.
it feels like somebody's raping you in your nose hole. Is what it feels like.
This was a gentle rape of the nose.
Yeah.
but what you're describing sounds like.
Now,
way
why
worse.
did you have this? Just for like training?
Yeah, for it's like just like a medical well, what am I trying to think of? Like trauma
Okay.
stuff. So it's like that was in the same class where they would teach you a lot about tourniquets, about
Okay.
doing the MPA. So you had to do it to somebody else, and then somebody else had to do it to you.
Yeah, man, that's the worst part about
and,
the training is having to get that shit done to you.
What sucked for me is I was like one of the only, maybe one other person this happened to, but not as bad. I was having like kind of inflammation from allergies anyways. And so it just like tore a bunch of my nose apparently going down. So like my nose was bleeding for like hours, man. Not like bad, not like, where you're like catching it, but it's just like this slow just bleed.
Got that your coffee percolator coming out of your nose
Yeah,
hole.
kind of how it was, but whatever. I mean, it was still a neat experience.
I would say that the experience is unsettling, almost like a neti pot kind of deal. Like
Yeah.
it just uncomfortable.
I never done one of
Felt
those.
weird.
Now, it did come, most MPAs you get, they'll have taped to them a little like thing of like I don't know lube KY. I don't know.
Shit, gotta
So
lube
it kind of helped run it down. And
lube
yeah,
his
so
nostrils up,
in the
baby.
class they're like be sure you do this, for your partner's sake. But they're like, if this is real life and you like the lube is gone or something like that, if you need to
spit
do
on it.
this. Well, they said that, but they're like, there's like whatever situation you're in, there's probably gonna be a lot of blood, so you can use blood as lube.
Oh,
man,
shit.
that's metal as fuck, man.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Damn. Blood
like-
is lube
this
is
is-
the next album. I'm
This is
gonna
like a
drop.
Slayer album or something.
Blood is lube.
Crucify. I don't know. Oh, Lord have mercy. That's good stuff. I went to a concert last night.
Really?
First time I've been to a concert during
doing
this
concerts?
COVID. Yeah, it was much smaller
Venue?
tickets released, and everybody has a table that's separated from everything else, so it's like a sit-down concert.
Who'd you go see?
It was at 3rd and Lindsley in Nashville, and it was Paul Cawthon, who's a outlaw country artist who I really like, and I like even more now seeing him live. Dude's a badass.
I don't know anything about him. Is he local?
Paul
No, he's
Cawthon.
from Texas guy.
His last name is
Okay.
literally Coffin.
Cawthon, Cauthon or En, I can't remember.
Oh,
But anyways, here funny thing is we're sitting on the balcony and at our table, and there's this reserved table up really like in front of us, and like once the show gets going good, all of a sudden this guy sits down there, and his cowboy hat is blocking my view.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
What you got going on?
It's saying error. Are we good?
Uh-oh.
I just seen that pop up. So
YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. I have no fucking clue what that means.
I mean, I'm watching and
Yeah.
okay, and we're caught up to where I just pointed this out to you, and everything's looking fine on my laptop. So
Yeah.
Okay.
so okay, we're
Business
probably
as
good.
usual. We're just rolling.
I just didn't want you to be telling that and not be
right.
be
Thank
getting out
you.
there. So
Thank you.
anyhow, go ahead.
Yeah, so this guy comes up and he sits down, and I don't normally hate on people. Like, I'm not a hater. That's not my style. Would y'all say I'm a
No, I'd say you're the antithesis of a hater.
That's what I'm thinking.
There's generally some like rambling, stank homeless man, and you're like, let's buy him a beer.
Yeah, let's invite him into
I'm
our
like,
group.
let's not.
Yeah. But this guy was dressed in full cowboy garb, and I was just kind of like, ugh.
Like tourist cowboy.
Like, not like bolo tie and stuff, but like
rhinestones?
looked like he was legit going to rustle up some cattle cowboy. Like, he
Oh,
looked
so
legit.
like a legit cowboy then.
He looked like a legit cowboy.
See, I'm not gonna hate on
But
this
he's
guy.
by himself at this table, and then like the guy comes out and like, thank y'all for being here. And this is when he loses me. He tips his hat. He like tips it to him like, howdy. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And I'm like talking a little bit of shit, making some jokes to my date, and then like halfway through the concert, he fucking gets up and leaves, and he comes out on stage.
Oh shit!
And it was Randy.
This is the dude.
It was Randy Houser. He joined him on stage for a song. Randy Houser's a famous country artist that I know. I just didn't recognize him from the back of him.
Shit.
Awesome.
So I'm like sitting there talking shit about this guy for looking like a cowboy, and he's fucking goes
He was
on
part of the
stage,
show. Yeah.
and he killed it. And I was like, well, I got to eat some crow right now.
That's
At
hilarious.
least you're owning it though.
Oh yeah, I was
that's
an
good.
asshole, and I'm gonna take that back. So that was fun though. It was a good show.
That's cool.
It was fun to be
I
out in
didn't even-
Nashville.
I didn't even know they were doing stuff like that. That's kind of interesting.
No, I didn't wear AC/DC, Tyler. I forgot.
Shame.
I know. Shame me.
Dang. I wanna get that back.
Well, I didn't even consider it. I'm like, because I always like try to make sure I don't wear a shirt that I've wore in the last
Right,
few
right.
episodes. And I'm like, oh, Mandalorian's out. I got my Boba Fett shirt on.
Oh
Let's do-
shit,
let's
they
do
come
that.
out some new Mandalorian.
Season 2, yeah.
It's, third episode dropped today.
Yeah, and I haven't seen the third one.
neither.
I've just seen the first two. That show is so fucking good.
It is.
And it's like the season 2 is kicking off so good. It's the best thing to come out of Star Wars since the OG trilogy.
Really?
It's so fucking great.
Yep.
Like the guys that made it, you could tell they just fucking love Star Wars. They just love everything about it.
I was actually I dove into it. There's like a if you go to Disney Plus and you're a fan of the show, there's actually a directors roundtable where they
Yeah, and
do
I haven't watched that.
It's good. Watch it.
Yeah.
But John Favreau and that whole group
well,
get together and start talking about.
I
everything.
saw online they were talking about. You've seen the last one, right? With
Yeah.
the whatever the spider monster things.
We got any spoilers?
Well, I'm not getting into
Okay.
spoiler territory. I'm just saying what they said, or what you would see on the previews. But apparently, all of those things were concept artwork for Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know where in Empire when Luke gets caught by the snow monster thing.
Yeah,
Originally they had the idea for those the exact same thing, those exact same spider things, and so they kind of brought that back for this show. So
That's cool.
That's very
yeah,
cool.
it's just little stuff like that that's cool. The show has very little special effects. A lot of it's like practical animation, which makes it feel like the old Star Wars
That's
better.
Cool.
Yeah.
I do like that kind of stuff when they got to
Yeah.
get creative to come up with a way to do
like
it.
the aliens in the bars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's very much like the original.
Well,
Star
and then
Wars.
like the child, which is the baby Yoda. I mean, this last one, he's walking. I mean, he's obviously just a fucking puppet that they're just moving along like on his feet. But something about it makes it feel so much
Yeah.
more like Star Wars that he's doing that.
That's cool.
And one thing I remember when I never did bring this up when we were talking about it before, but in the first season, I noticed it on this last one. Mando, who's the main guy, the Mandalorian, he throws out like these bombs, like these sticky bombs, and they'll kind of like show like zoom in on them. I mean, they're straight up just like some kind of blinking LED light. I mean, that's all that they are. But that's like some kind of shit that was in like the old Star Wars. That's
cool.
what you would see. So it made it feel so much better than some kind of super shiny animated bunch of bullshit.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Well, that's definitely something that I'm watching right now. You guys into watching anything else, or is there anything that's kind of like, kind of piqued your interest lately?
We're watching that. That's about it, other than watching like old stuff.
What's
but
it?
nothing.
That meaning the Mandalorian?
Yeah, the Mandalorian.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, is there a show called That?
That-
All
no,
that?
like I paused there.
That's funny.
Oh, did you see? Sorry, you mentioned all
okay.
that. You remember what was the bigger girl on?
Lori Beth Denberg.
Lori Beth Denberg.
Yeah.
Somebody showed a screen cap of like of something that she said, like announcing. Apparently, this wasn't part of all of that. It may have been like an award show or something
Okay.
like that. And she said something like I can't quote it exactly, but it was something along the lines of, "I'll be right back. I might kill myself, but Nickelodeon has me on suicide watch, so I'll probably be back," or something like that. I'm like,
Goodness
like that's just the
gracious.
kind of like shit you could say back then. It was like ridiculous.
I love Lori Beth Denberg. She was on the Amanda Show too.
Yeah, which was kind of a spinoff. Of
Yeah, which was Amanda who?
Bynes, wasn't it?
Amanda
Yeah.
Bynes,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that Kenan Thompson is fucking on Saturday Night Live now.
He's the
Yeah.
longest tenured member of SNL now. He's
Really?
been on there.
Longest
I believe-
current tenured.
Well, I think he might have been on there longer than any other person now.
That's
Dude,
ever
longer
been on
than
there?
like
Yeah.
than like
I'll-
Will
I'll-
Ferrell.
I'll
Will
fa-
Ferrell's
I'll
on there a
fact check
fucking
it.
long time.
That's
And then
crazy.
is it like Chris Kattan? He was on there for a
Is
long ass time.
think so, though.
the black guy that does impressions not still on there?
Jay Farrow, no. He
Jerry
fell off.
Farrow's not on there. I really like him. He's a good guy.
I mean, I haven't seen too much enjoyable Saturday Night Live.
Dude, it's been great. The Jim Carrey doing Biden.
Biden, that is funny.
So
Oh,
funny.
I hadn't watched it.
Dude,
He's been
and
on
then
there as
Maya Rudolph is on there doing Kamala Harris.
Yeah, she looks just like
or whatever.
Kamala in those.
Oh, dude, man. It's
But
so
I'll tell
funny.
ya-
Wait, isn't it Kamala? Isn't that how you say
I don't
it?
know. Probably.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
probably fucked it up. Dang, vice president. I'm fucking it up.
Yeah.
The cat, like the intro where they show the whole cast, was coming on the other day, and I watched an episode, and I was like, I don't know 90% of these people on here.
Well, I thought that it might be worth it again because I watched Bill Burr's opening montage because
Yeah.
I heard it pissed everybody off, and I could see why. It
Right.
was
Yeah.
fucking great. But then they had that one skit where the sports announcers. Have y'all seen this?
I don't know.
So he's a sports announcer, and they're doing. You just have to watch it. But anyhow, they're basically making fun of not necessarily like Black Lives Matter, but they're making fun of like the way the media just wants to just shut down for whatever. And
Right.
it's like I can't believe it hadn't got more hate than this. I mean, it was
Really?
getting hate all over Twitter. I mean, people were like, I couldn't even watch it. I had to shut it off. I mean,
Dang.
but I'm like, man, like at least they're not like scared to be
Yeah,
funny.
That's cool.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it was funny. I was laughing pretty hard.
Well, Kenan Thompson is the longest tenured cast member on SNL. He has been on there for a total of 18 seasons.
God,
Breaking-
really?
Breaking the record for the longest tenured cast member in the show's history, previously held by Daryl Hammond, who did it for 14 seasons.
I'm not surprised by Daryl. But that's funny. 18?
18. I knew he'd been on there for I mean, I was pretty positive.
And
of it.
poor Kale's just sitting at the house drinking orange soda.
Yeah.
Is it true?
I do.
Ooh.
I've seen some interviews with you remember that show Pete and Pete on
Oh,
Yeah,
Nickelodeon?
yeah.
It was like-
they got
That
a
kid used to-
they got a podcast now too, by the way.
That
Do
kid
they?
used to flex his muscle, make this lady tattoo
Yeah,
dance.
well
Yeah.
that kid was doing an interview, and they were just talking about how cool it was, like just being on set and what they were doing. And they were talking about how much better it was than like the Disney shows and the Disney kids.
Oh, dude.
They said Disney had them kids by the balls, man. Like they couldn't have any freedom to do anything. They were like, Nickelodeon, let's do whatever the hell we want to do. We had a blast.
That's cool. Yeah, I think Nickelodeon was way better than Disney as far as I'm concerned. As far as like how outside of the box they went with like Salute Your Shorts and Hey Dude and some of those type shows that were just
cartoon wise, it was no question. Nickelodeon was way better to me
because you like Hey Arnold and that kind of stuff better, right?
Rocko's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy.
But didn't Nickelodeon kind of appeal to a little bit older kids though? Like wasn't that kind of their thing? Wasn't Disney sort of more toward younger kids back then?
For the most part, and then they tried to do all their shows like Even Stevens and
I felt like you were more like grown up when I was a kid. If you were watching Nickelodeon, than you were.
Sense.
But Salute Your Shorts was great too.
But I'll tell you what Disney show I liked. I think it was Disney. The one where the two like stepbrothers share a room together.
Stepbrothers. Tell me more.
And their sister is the one that was on iCarly later. Their little sister.
I never watched this.
Shit.
I have no idea what this is. I'm assuming this is a live action show.
How recent is this?
No, it's old.
Old.
Two dudes shared a room together. One of them was fat in season 1, but he skinnied up as it went on.
Drake and Josh.
That show is actually fucking funny. I didn't watch it back then. But my kids got into it recently, and I loved it.
I've never heard of this show.
Josh Peck is actually a decent actor. He's been in some kind of indie films that were actually not that bad. He actually was in the remake of Red Dawn with the Hemsworth that played Thor, and that was actually a pretty good remake.
That's cool.
It wasn't terrible. And then Drake is actually a musician. He does.
Oh yeah, I know that song. That "Call Me on My Cell Phone" song.
No, that's
different Drake.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Call me on my cell phone.
Whatever. Are you sure? You sure you're right?
Yeah.
This guy's white.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah.
Hey, speaking of movies and stuff, though, you just did Chris's podcast, the Through the Never podcast. That was an awesome episode, man.
Yeah, thanks.
It was awesome.
I had a blast doing it, and I really appreciate Chris having me on. But
this dude sounds awesome. We should get him on our podcast.
I know.
He's
He's so good at music too. I think he should do the intro.
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh no. Okay. Sorry, got sidetracked. But yeah, no, and now it's his most watched episode.
I know. Considering I did an episode, I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, I know.
But yours
That's
was
the text
better.
I got.
Yours is better, so I totally get it.
But I mean, it was an interesting conversation. So if you guys check out his podcast, the episode we talked about actors who also pursued a side venture in music and with bands and different stuff from Johnny Depp, Keanu Reeves, and Jeremy Renner.
Well, y'all ended up getting into this like superhero stretch.
Yeah, the Avengers.
We are talking about all the Avengers, and I'm like,
that's what I said too. Yeah.
How the fuck are they not going to talk about Hugh Jackman then? I mean, we're not going to talk about Wolverine.
No. So
Yeah.
I made that point to him. Actually,
You did make it in the podcast, yeah. But I'm like, how? What Chris was saying is they didn't even really realize making the list that it was an Avengers actors
actresses
playlist. Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Well, I didn't know Scarlett Johansson did music. I was
I didn't
completely
either.
caught off
I
guard
didn't
by
know
that.
a lot of those people did music that y'all talked about.
Jeremy Renner, I'd heard one of his songs on the radio. I knew that he did. I didn't take it seriously though.
Yeah, I didn't know his. I did. I remember. I'm glad y'all did Bruce Willis because I knew that I'd heard that, but I wasn't even sure enough that if you asked me, I would even say that it was true or not.
Yeah,
it just seemed like I'd heard it, but I never heard any music.
Right.
Yeah, I just knew it was kind of like something jazz, kind of like jazz club music or something like that. I don't know.
You thought he was going to be like
Duke Silver.
Fucking Duke Silver
That's
from
what I
Parks
thought.
and Recreation.
I did. I thought for sure that's exact image I had in my mind.
I like that analogy.
Oh, that's great.
But obscure reference, but that's a Parks and Rec for you people who don't know who Duke Silver is.
Parks and Rec. Hey, another album that came out today. I don't know if y'all know this. Two Chainz dropped an album today.
2 Chainz.
And I've listened to AC/DC through twice already, so I've got a little more established opinion on it. But the 2 Chainz, I'm only about halfway through.
Gotcha.
But so far,
What'd you think of the new Carter album?
So it wasn't new though. That was the thing. They re-released Lil Wayne's last Carter album with a bunch of bonus tracks and shit on it, and I thought it was a new release too when I seen it.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
And I listened through, and I was like, "Oh, this sounds familiar." So it came out like last year, actually. So, but it was good. It was good as hell.
Gotcha. Well,
the dads say Nick at Night made me feel old. Like,
that's true.
Nick at Night was the shit, man. I felt like I was staying up late
They
Yeah,
played
but
Bewitched
You
and
need to
shit.
do some. Yeah, you
No,
have-
no. Nick at Night did the kids show. They did like Are You Afraid of the Dark and stuff like that.
No, but there wasn't.
No,
Nick-
wait,
They
no,
play
hold
old
on.
stuff,
No.
old school stuff.
Hold on, I'm thinking of Snick. Snick is where they did Are You Afraid of the Dark.
Okay.
Yeah, Nick at Night was old stuff like
Yeah.
I Dream of
I Love
Jeannie.
Lucy and yeah, Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie and
Yeah.
a lot of those
Sanford
old
and
ones.
Sons and stuff like that. I feel like all.
I don't remember them doing
Sanford.
Sanford and Sons.
I'm pretty sure they did, but maybe
On Nick at Night?
Or maybe I'm thinking WGN.
I definitely
or
remember
something
watching
like
a
that.
lot of I Love Lucy.
Yeah, I Love Lucy
on Nick
for
at Night.
sure, and the Honeymooners and stuff like that. I mean, it was all that kind of crap, wasn't it?
Oh, Honeymooners.
No, I don't
That's an
remember the
old school
Honeymooners.
reference.
The reason why, because I've never seen the Honeymooners, and I think I would have.
That was the one where he was always threatening to punch his wife to the moon,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was gonna beat the shit out of his wife. But I can't remember. There was like a lineup of like several ones.
I Love Lucy and the Genie are the ones I remember the most. Though,
Yeah, I Dream of
for
Jeannie.
Nick, for Nick
And the
at Night.
Brady Bunch and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
think.
that would be on there sometimes
Yeah.
too.
But
and
I,
they did they do on Nick at Night? What was that show where the guy was like a secret agent? It was the guy that voiced Inspector Gadget, and he was like this secret agent, and he always had all this stuff. Like his shoe was a phone.
Get Smart.
Get Smart. That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah, it was the movie that they ended up remaking with Steve Carell.
With Steve Carell.
Yeah,
the movie,
that's it.
Yeah.
I think that was on there. I remember I used to watch the shit out of that show. I liked it.
That's
I
cool,
don't remember
man.
that show too much. But
Yeah, they must have changed their
stuff, though.
lineups. Kind of like TGIF
Well,
used to change their
I think
lineups
they
and
still
stuff,
do
too.
Nick at Night, but now it's kind of like
Well, they have
Reruns
that.
of
They have
Friends
that whole
and shit like
channel,
that.
that come out later, the TV Land, which
Right.
was Nickelodeon's. That was Nick at Night, but all day.
Yeah,
That's cool. I actually like I Love Lucy quite a bit. Like I think
I Love Lucy is
I
pretty
think
fucking
she's
funny, man.
hilarious. And it's also hilarious how they'll be smoking in their house like that, just
Oh, yeah.
on TV like that. It's so cool to see
Well,
because you don't see it often anymore.
I read a
Right.
thing that the only reason that we have Star Trek is because of Lucille Ball.
Really?
Like, she's the one that like stood behind it because I didn't realize that the OG Star Trek there was a pilot that was awful. Everybody was different except for Spock. He was the only one that was the same, and he like had emotion back then, so he's like laughing and stuff in it. So it's really weird. But anyhow, like the people were just like, no, we're not doing that. And Lucy was like, she was the one that put her foot down. It's like, no, we're gonna give him another chance to like make this right. And so then that's when
cool.
they got what's his name, Kirk, William Shatner,
William
and they got
Shatner,
everybody
yeah.
else on there. And yeah,
R.I.P.
oh,
he's
William
not
Shatner?
dead.
No,
No, who
Leonard
died?
Nimoy's dead. Spock,
Nimoy.
yeah,
Spock.
Who died though? Somebody else died recently.
Sean Connery.
Sean
Yeah, Sean
Connery and
Connery.
Alex Trebek.
Alex
both
Trebek,
died.
man, sad
Yeah,
man.
Bummer, man.
I
Yeah.
immediately went and watched The Rock. I needed me some Sean Connery to console
Man,
my
I would.
feelings.
What's it on? Is it on like Netflix or anything?
I rented it through Prime, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, the connection
I'd
between
love to see
Alex,
that again.
Alex Trebek and Sean Connery didn't on Celebrity
yes.
Jeopardy. They had a
Yes.
Sean Connery as a guest on there.
Yeah.
That's what somebody said. They
It's
needed
so
to
fucking
bring
great,
that
man.
back. They need to do a Saturday Night Live skit where they're standing at the gates of heaven together, and like Trebek's just pissed because he's like, "How the fuck
Did you
am
make
I
it here?"
Am I
Yeah.
and like did this work out? Or we're at the same here at the same time?"
Yeah.
Right.
Ask your mother, Trebek.
God, it's so fucking funny, dude.
It's too soon, but I would love to see that. It'd be amazing.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, it's nothing like Sean Connery actually acts,
Right. Yeah.
but it's so funny, like that he just saw him as his nemesis, Alex
I know
Trebek.
it. I know it. I know it.
But that whole skit is so fucking funny because Norm Macdonald is fucking Burt Reynolds on Jeopardy is fucking
Oh, yeah.
great, man.
Well, they did the skit a bunch of times, but they had Sean Connery on there every time.
Every
Right.
time.
They were like, he has to be on there, and they would change the other people out.
Who played Sean Connery?
I think it
was
was
that
Daryl
Hammond?
as Hammond.
That was Daryl
Yeah,
Hammond?
yeah. Daryl Hammond did that, and I don't remember who played Alex Trebek.
That was Will Ferrell.
Yeah, Will Ferrell.
Will
did-
Ferrell.
did-
Will Ferrell
did
was
Alex
Alex Trebek. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Norm Macdonald was great at that
Was
time too.
Burt-
Norm is
Yeah,
one of my favorites.
yeah, he did
He's so
Burt
funny.
Reynolds. I think wasn't Norm a guest though? I don't think he was a cast member when he was doing
Oh,
that.
I don't know. He was a cast member at one point, though.
Right,
'cause he
right,
did
but
the-
I don't think he was during that
No,
skit though.
I think he does kind of
'Cause
like Tina Fey and them.
they would
They're
always-
just like regular guest appearances every now and
Yeah, the guest was always one of the contestants in
Okay.
Jeopardy, and it was always Sean Connery, and it was always somebody else. And yeah,
then. This is so funny.
yeah, we could do a whole thing where we just react content to classic Saturday Night Live.
I know,
Yeah,
it's-
that's so fucking funny.
Do you wanna talk about what you got going on, or is this okay to talk about this?
So this is the last episode. I'll be walking around with a loaded gun in my pants. So I mean,
Oh, shit.
next week it is going down.
You're getting your vasectomy
I am.
on Tuesday, right?
Wednesday.
Wednesday of next week.
Wednesday. Yep.
Oh man.
I'm
so excited about this.
Off the rest of the week just for recovery, just to make sure I'm good. I try to get one the end of the week, but basically to get a Friday, it was like January, February next year, and I already been postponing this thing so much because of COVID that I was
You're
just
like, you
I'm
plan
getting
on
it
how
done.
much sex I plan on having between now and then? I cannot wait till January or February.
I will have a kid. If we keep going at this rate. So.
You make me wait till February. You're giving me another kid. We're not doing this.
That's fine. Are you nervous?
A little bit. I mean, they prescribed me a Valium, and that'll help tremendously.
Are you not going to let them put you under?
No.
Oh.
No.
See, I need to get with you after this and find who your person is because
The cable.
part of my reason for putting mine off is
cable.
Oh, yeah.
give it unplug and give it to him. Is because like they were gonna like make me be put out.
Right.
Really?
And like in the same thing, they were gonna have to do it on like a Tuesday, and I'm like, fuck, man, like that's right. Like you've just kind of like screwed that whole week up as far as like work and school and everything. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like that is really inconvenient. And again, they're going to put me out. And I don't know. I don't really like that.
But now, to be fair, he gave me the option. He said we can do local anesthesia in the office or whatever, and give you like a Valium ahead of time so you're well prepared.
See, that's what I think I want to do.
Or you can go down towards Nashville and you can just get the procedure at a regular hospital and they put you under.
Well, because I was talking, and I need to talk to my physician that recommend. Now, I'm pretty sure he recommended me this doctor because I wanted somebody that was close.
Right.
But so I was like, what do you think I need to do? Like, go all the way out and blah blah blah. And he was like, you're giving yourself shots once a week. Like, just take the local. Like, don't you'll be fine. The only reason you need to go all the way out is if you're too freaked out. He was like. Because he was even saying he had it done. He was like, most of it's all in your head.
Right.
He's like, the actual procedure's fine. Which, you should be the one talking about this because
Well,
you've done it. So you.
I did go all the way out, but my guy presented to me a little different. He was like, if you got somebody to drive you home, why not? Just don't stress. Let us put you under. And I was like, cool.
I think my issue with it is just seeing like grandparents going through surgeries and like and of course that's like an age thing.
Yeah.
But I always felt like when they got put all the way out for something, they never 100% come back all the way. There was always like a little like piece of them that never made it all.
It's
the way.
definitely risky. I mean, when I was married at one point to someone who worked at a vet clinic, and she would say, like kids like love on the dog because it's going to go down for a dental, and you just never know in those scenarios. Like it's rare that something happens, but you just never know if they have an underlying issue.
Right.
So it's similar thing like that. But I went under. Hey, this is interesting. Let me pull up we have a phone-in guest. Let me pull this up and continue this
We have
conversation.
a phone-in guest?
Yeah,
What
just
the fuck is
for
I
this.
feel like this is out of nowhere.
I know.
Wait, are we talking about the vasectomy thing?
Talking about vasectomy.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So this is very
it's,
relevant.
It's relevant to this. So let me pull this
Okay.
up real quick.
Do we need to be talking or?
Oh, we can do whatever. I'm gonna get it up going pretty quick here. So when they,
Are you get?
I think I'm gonna try here.
Well,
Are you?
You can go ahead and talk for a second.
I
So I mean, how are you feeling about it? Are you excited or are you nervous or what are
I'm
you
a
at?
little nervous, more so about the pain aspect or whatever than I am anything else.
Like the process pain or like the recovery pain?
The recovery pain. I actually laughed because there was a guy I was talking to who said that none of it bothered him, and he was awake during this. He said, but when they burn it, he said that smell. He said it'll gag you.
That would.
And I was just like, man, don't fucking tell me that.
Yeah, see that
Don't
would
fucking
fuck me
tell
up.
me that.
I wouldn't like that.
That Valium might help though.
You're gonna be a high as fuck though. So I mean,
Yeah, I did. I had a dental or something like that where they give me a Valium, and dude, it was crazy.
Hello?
Hey, is this Larry?
Man, I don't like people playing on my phone. What's up?
Larry, this is you're live on with the Whiskey Bros, and we're in the
good to
middle of
be
a
here.
conversation about.
Oh, holy shit! Is this Larry? Larry? Like, I'm not gonna say his last name.
Yeah,
but
you know this.
Hold
Larry,
on.
Chad.
I just saw his name on your phone, dude.
Chad,
Larry, I have not talked to you in a long ass time, man.
It's been a minute. This is Larry from the lunch table.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
And Larry, I have your Facebook profile picture on the screen here too. So,
nice.
So everybody sees what your face looks like.
Dude,
so.
rocking
Oh,
that.
you see her.
Look at that beard, man.
I know it's
Dude, that's a beard to be proud of.
coming in with a thickness like Levi
Dude,
over
that-
here.
I know that beard.
Well,
That'd stop a bullet, man. That's some protection right there. You got.
Well, speaking of protection,
Hey,
Oh, shit.
before you go that
Transition.
path, Larry, I'd like to say no one's even commented that I've quit shaving. I'm trying to see what a November beard could look like.
Oh, you're doing no shave November?
It's looking like a December beard because it's white as hell.
Dude, I'm legit 100% afraid that I'm going to look identical to
Santa Claus?
Fucking not Santa Claus. God damn it.
Shit.
No, to Kenny Rogers up in this bitch.
No, I mean, that's not bad, but mine's like peppered in a little bit. But first off, I got to say hi to Levi, man. I've never met you, but I think we would hit it off just well.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure to be talking to you, Larry. If these two guys know you and they're good with you, I'm sure I am too. So
Nobody hates Levi. Well, shit, nobody hates Larry either. Everybody loved Larry in school, and he was like the nicest dude.
I do appreciate it, man. I'm not good with cornhole, but I can play some disc golf if y'all ever want to.
Oh, shit.
We got to challenge the Dabbly Dads, the disc golf, but Larry's on our team.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, hey, I did go to church with Kyle back in the day. So what's up, Kyle?
Oh shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tight little circle. So
now before you talk about what I wanted you to talk about, what are you drinking on tonight? You're drinking whiskey tonight, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, but see, y'all, I'm a basic bitch. I always drink Jack and Coke unless it's a special event.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, we're basic too, unless we're doing a podcast or
Right. Recently, I mean, I sent TJ some pictures of it, but I got for a friend in Maryland the pork leg, or what is it? Peg leg
porker.
Peg leg porker whiskey.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Have y'all had that?
No, I don't even know what y'all are talking about.
I've not had their whiskey. I've had peg leg porker barbecue.
Okay.
And out of Nashville, but I've seen it at the liquor store or a liquor store, but I have not tried it. It's got a pig on it, right, on the front.
Yes, yeah, and if you look at it, it's got a peg leg because the owner he lost his leg to bone cancer.
Oh shit!
But so yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. You know, I know y'all like to read the bottle, so
well, some of us do.
Well,
Chad gets a little tired as we read through.
Yeah. I mean, sorry. I know TJ really enjoys reading the bottle.
Yeah,
right.
when his parents read him childhood stories going to bed, and he's just like, "You shut up, all right? I'm ready to go to sleep."
He was like, "Wrap this shit up, Mom."
I'm in school right now, man. You know how much of this shit I have to deal with? Like, I'm like, look, let's just skim through it. When it comes time to do the quiz or the homework, we'll go back and figure out what we need to
I'll
find.
cram at the end.
Yeah. I'm not.
Sorry. I wish my son was the same way during bedtime stories.
Oh yeah.
No, it's like 3 books deep.
He's like, "Can you start this one, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?"
Yeah.
So the reason why I wanted to have you on here, Larry, though, but these guys don't know, is well, Levi's getting his vasectomy Wednesday of this coming week, and I've shared all my vasectomy stories, so I have really nothing left in the tank to share. But you do have a vasectomy story that I think is worth sharing. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh no!
I mean, I'm not trying to overhype it, but first off, congratulations, Levi.
Thank you.
And when TJ says nothing left in the tank, that's hopefully what happens for you.
Oh no!
No active swimmers.
I know that's what I'm. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I mean.
There's a
I feel like
foreshadowing here.
I feel like there's
no babies.
There's some foreshadowing to this story now. Then.
No. Okay. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
All right.
This is still 2020, and I do not wish that evil on me.
Yes, that's right.
That's the main reason we went in. So, I have 2 children, 4 and 2, about to be 5 and 3, and my wife had my appointment set while she was 9 months pregnant. Like Tom was ready. She had just given birth, and I go in.
Like in the hospital?
No, well, I take it back. It was 1 week. So like, I had taken my vacation. I had taken 2 weeks. 1 for the baby, and then 1 for was baby and recovery.
Yeah.
Now recovery is honestly BS because I was fine, but I milked it. Oh, did I milk it?
Yeah.
But I deserved that for what I had to go through in the process.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you'd be like, hey, they need like 4 samples today, babe. It's the way it is.
We got to go to this line right here.
Yeah.
I'm fine with 4 samples. Is that a challenge? But no, like, you make your appointment. Everything's fine. You meet your doctor. Everything's cool. I paid in advance. So I'd paid like $500-$600. I'm not exactly sure how much it was, but the day that I get there, I wasn't as prepared as everybody should be. So, Levi,
Yes,
my
eyes perked up when you said that.
Oh. Yes. Do you know exactly where you need to shave?
He made it very clear that the balls was the main focal point there.
Exactly. But are you talking about the front or the back?
He made it sound like it was more towards the front, but
Right.
but he said if you need any help, just get your lady friend to help you get the whole thing. So
okay, all right. Well, see, my meeting was a little different. I'm kind of one of those guys that like just hits accept on the user agreement.
Fair enough.
all right,
and I just signed on the dotted line and just put my legs up.
That sounds like my last marriage.
Right.
Were you in some stirrups on this thing?
I'm
Were
not.
you spread eagle with this guy?
I did become spread eagle, but see here, there's so much more to it. Okay, I like thought it happened like more toward the back bottom, taint area.
That's what honestly. That's what I thought.
Okay.
The way I understand it is it's kind of like in that base of the cock to ball sack region, right there at the front.
Right. And in my entire life, anytime I ever thought of a vasectomy, I thought it was like, hey, we're gonna hit your tank, you're gonna go through, and it's whatever.
Yeah, this is brand new news to me. That's exactly what I was thinking until right now.
Okay. See, I am not alone. Thank you.
I don't know why I even think that. I don't even know where I get this information from.
Right. I mean, it's just your imagination. It's like I've never, whatever.
Yeah,
what?
That's the way. Like boob implants go into the bottom. They don't go in the top. Like
right. Sometimes they go through the nipple. I mean, it's what 2020. Do whatever. But no, it's Levi. You are correct. They instruct you to do well. Take care of that area. Well, see, my wife had just had a baby, and there's no action gonna occur, for at least 6 weeks. So it's like I went hardcore, like
not with that attitude.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking,
yeah,
bro.
well.
Larry, you ain't playing your cards right, bro. I was fucking up. I was fucking the day before, baby. I was tapping that little kid in the head.
Get out! It's time.
See, I didn't want my kids to be cross-eyed. So.
True. Okay, fair enough. Mine are a little cross-eyed, so.
Well,
don't let TJ fuck with it. His kids were in no danger of getting damaged.
How dare you?
They were completely fine.
So I think the lady thought that I was really like stupid or something, because like I didn't tend to the balls as much as I did like the butt. And when you start on the taint, it's like you're gonna go all out. Like,
well, yeah. Once you start, it's like, well, I might as well keep. I hit a little bit of the side. I might as well keep hitting the rest of that side.
You shaved your butthole like you were looking for like you were ready for some real action, and they didn't appreciate that you cleaned up your butthole. Is what you're saying?
I do not think that they appreciated how tidy my asshole was.
Okay.
It was nice, but it wasn't. I just didn't tend to the balls like I should. So Levi, just make sure you take care of them things.
All right, I'll make it look like a pigskin.
Do it, sir. And think about it, like this is a very close up procedure. She's gonna be like right there, but in my circumstance, I sat naked. I had a shirt on, but I sat naked on the table for almost an hour and a half.
An hour and a half?
Unattended. No, like at 45-minute mark, they were like, we're sorry, we're bringing some tools from Hendersonville. to Springfield.
Oh,
So,
Jesus.
so basically, they didn't have all the tools to do the job.
They were not prepared for my. They were not prepared to service me correctly. They were missing some proper tools.
Okay.
And you know when you okay, everybody's had a physical, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you might shake your hips a little bit. You know, you're trying not to go in cold.
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
you don't want to come right out of the pool is what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Right. I was an hour and a fucking half.
Man, your dick was
So you're-
shriveled.
You're not
Dude,
you're not in your most prideful moment is what you're saying.
Okay. It's still nice, but it wasn't as nice as it could have been. No, I'm sorry. It looks
No.
bad.
No, no.
I was an hour and a half.
So what they do? Bring like medical students in to like check you out, or
No, you would think. No, it was just they were waiting for somebody. Like they have an operating kit that they lay out, and she lays it out. And she's got her face all in my clean butthole, and and she's like, and then she goes, huh, and when somebody says, huh, it's
Yeah.
that close down there, it's like you do not want to hear a huh.
right?
Yeah.
So I was like, huh. And she says that they're missing a couple pieces. And I was like, what?
Are we missing
Anyway,
the tools, or are we missing
Yeah.
something else?
Right. I mean, it's like I thought. Am I not normal? I'm not. I'm not usually naked around a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, they're like this guy has two balls. This is so weird.
I have a question. how many?
What the fuck?
How many people were in the room when this was going down? Just out of curiosity.
It was just her.
Okay.
But-
So you had a lady doing your operation?
Oh yeah, I'm fine with that. It was no problem.
Did she,
I
did
would-
she stroke the cock a little bit while she was doing it?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, since it's on the top of your balls,
Got
she
to.
grabbed it. She grabbed it full shaft.
Full shaft.
Yeah, no, it wasn't just like a thumb lift
They
up. It
don't
was like,
they don't like tape it to your stomach or something beforehand?
She looked like Olive Garden. She said, "Tell me when."
dude. I didn't even think about them like taping it to my stomach. That would I'm not into like being tied up, so I wouldn't have been down for that.
That's funny.
But yeah, no, like the operation took place after an hour and a half. I could at one point I could tell you how many ceiling tiles there were. Like it was so bad.
See, I am into being tied up, so I think I'm envisioning this process where like my wife and this
Super
operator
kinky.
like kind of doing it together.
I'm picturing.
Like-
or-
Yeah.
is that-
Yeah. So it's like one's like holding my dick up, and the other one's doing that. Yeah. See, this is gonna be.
Yeah.
Being there for an hour and a half, you'd almost think that the janitorial staff would have made his way around
They're
and actually
mopping.
like housekeeping, and then peek in and see you like spread eagle,
That's
legs up
it.
in stirrups and stuff like that.
By
saying,
the way, was your wife
business.
in there?
No, my wife, she
My
was
wife.
at home with the baby, and my wife.
Oh, that's right, because she's a new well, not a new mom, a new mom
Well-
of a second child.
Right. She had the baby, and she had our 2-year-old at the time. So
See, I've been threatening to make my wife be in there with me because I was in there for the childbirth. So I'm like, hey,
Seems fair.
hey, this is just fair. She's like, I don't want to see that. I'm like, you think this is what I wanted to see?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
You realize how disgusting this whole process was.
This is a good
I was
point.
there for you.
I've not given this much thought.
Yeah.
My wife was in the room.
Like, look,
I should ask that.
Yeah. My wife was in the room. She asked to be though because she
My
wanted
wife.
to see it. My wife. And
But see,
yes,
you missed out.
nobody has been able to get TJ back.
that's
I
great.
had to get it.
You missed out on the opportunity though, because like when my wife, was
He
giving-
doesn't have a
my
wife. We can't get him back.
When my wife was giving
That's
giving
right.
birth, you look her in the eye. She's awake. She's conscious during the whole process of childbirth.
Yeah.
You were unconscious or whatever.
But my wife said that I never stopped talking the entire time, even though they put me
You're sleeping?
under. I was conscious. I just don't remember it. And they said I was
Who?
talking the whole goddamn time.
Right.
I
Who is
completely
surprised?
believe that. No, not me at all.
Well, listen, it makes
that
me
100%.
it makes me afraid because I'll tell you that the other surgery where I went under it was my wisdom teeth, and right as they give me the shot and I'm counting down, in walks this woman that I know from when I was a bit younger, and I was like, "Hey!" And years later, I run into her, and she was like, "You embarrassed me so much. After your anesthesia took hold, you were telling the doctors about how I like to mess around with other girls and stuff."
Oh
Hey.
my God.
Okay.
Oh,
So
dude.
I remember this story. You're gonna have to text me later.
Yeah, fair enough, I will. Oh, man, I felt terrible. So,
Um,
but she should have been
But-
hot and been scissoring with girls. I mean, if she didn't want me to talk about it.
Come on now.
Yeah. she's probably on it.
so
I'm sure the doctor appreciated hearing. it.
Yeah.
you know how okay, so after I told you I paid up front.
Yeah,
And,
I've done this as well. I've paid up front.
Right. Well, see, afterwards, like insurance is like, hey, there's $75 that you still owe us, and I was like, no.
See, that's bullshit though. You're like, you got to pay up front. Like, who pays a mechanic up front?
I
Nobody.
I did the this time because you got cheaper.
Discount.
You get discounted price.
Yeah. See, that's how they
And
get
mine
you.
was much cheaper because
Like-
I'm a chronic illness person, so mine was like under $100.
Damn.
Oh, well, congratulations. No, I mean, whatever. I mean, it's they tried to hit me up for more, and I was not gonna do it.
Yeah, don't blame you, especially given your experience.
Yeah,
But
no.
see,
that's
the
fine.
problem is,
So
You
then
have to
continue
go
your,
back.
Oh, sorry, Larry.
oh,
Hey,
oh,
John.
sorry.
I didn't realize you're still talking.
Well, he
bro.
was
No,
cutting
no,
out for a
but-
second. So
Yeah, you were
Oh.
cutting out, so I didn't hear you.
yeah,
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
yeah, you're good.
But
I-
continue your story though. You went through that where you sat for a long time, and then did everything go off well though after you having to set for an extremely long time for them to get tools?
I mean, the procedure went great, but I had to waddle out of that place, and
Yeah.
since my wife was at home, and this is sad because she's no longer with us, but my
R.I.P.
mother-in-law is the one who picked me up, and she was the most bubbly woman you can imagine, and seeing her smiling face as I have to waddle all the way to her.
Oh,
Priceless.
oh no, I don't.
Yeah,
I
and
don't even know what emotion I would be going through with that.
yeah, but I'm sitting there holding specimen cups that I have to return
Yes.
to that place with,
Yeah,
Oh,
filled up with a specimen
yeah,
that I'm
yeah. Like, look, this
I'm
is
there to neutralize that
like,
specimen.
yeah. I did my work. This is your daughter's job from here on out.
It's like, but I have to TJ, how many times? What was the magic number for you?
I don't know what that question
no, you're
means.
talking about the
When did I
samples.
give
No.
you samples?
Which samples? Yeah.
15th
it's
to
like-
25th, they said.
Okay, you have to. Okay, so Levi, whenever you go home,
Yeah.
you're gonna get like a hall pass to masturbate as much as you can.
So wait, if you bring back the 15th and the 25th the next day, is that like okay? or do they frown on that? I mean, does there need to be like a
That-
little bit of time there?
That would be fucking
That-
great.
I'm glad you asked that because
It's only been a week. God dang.
yeah.
so then when you come in with the 75th load after 3 weeks,
That's right.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, if I'm going in Wednesday, I'm gonna knock that shit out by Friday, morning, the latest.
Y'all like cum factories over here.
well, I mean that's part of your week vacation.
God dang.
You take a week off, and you gotta.
But so
you gotta
wait,
take
if it's
yourself.
15 and 25, do you tell your wife that it's like 2 and 3?
Oh, I would hold up my phone with the porn loaded up and smile as I walked in the back.
Damn! This is medical, baby. Medical.
Shit, that is alpha as fuck, man.
well, no. That's the thing. No, my wife is so encouraging. Like,
She was like,
I would be like, so what's the genre tonight? And like she would laugh and tell me whatever.
It was black on blonde. She said tonight, baby.
y'all had a
And-
new baby though, so she was like, you can watch whatever the fuck you want to watch as long as you let me get some sleep.
That's right.
Oh.
That's right.
Oh no, I definitely no, I didn't. I wasn't really up those nights. I don't have the boobs to feed.
That's right.
So I
You got
did what
small- you're known for small tits. Hey, by the way, I want to
Yeah.
say this. I don't want you or Chad either one preparing me salad the rate y'all are masturbating here, or preparing me any food or anything that's gonna be in your hands. or
I'll
anything.
wash my hands.
Y'all
man.
go to work at Subway. I'm fucking making y'all wear some goddamn
What do
gloves.
you think I'm
bro.
jerking
Hey,
off
hey,
in the middle of working?
Constantly.
Hold on.
Constantly
You
jerking
think those
off.
gloves are going to slow him down?
Yeah, that's the stranger.
The gloves. The gloves is so he don't touch my goddamn bread, bro.
Yeah.
Was that an intentional Subway throwback?
No, it
Y'all
was
know
not.
that
It was not.
once a sandwich artist, always a sandwich artist.
That's right. You did work at
Were you
Subway,
working there?
didn't you? Yes, he did.
Dude.
I didn't know that. That was
Yes.
unintentional.
Well, if you ever came in, you got a sandwich for 35 cents. 'cause
Yeah.
that was
You
a
ever
small
came in? What?
Oh.
Yeah, he went. Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
went.
Well, I'm sorry.
He worked at that Subway that's not there anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I know
The one that's
cool.
It's by the donut place now. I don't know what's there now.
Um,
it's a glasses place now. isn't it?
Yeah,
the-
eye
yeah.
doctor.
Yeah, not a doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I completely forgot about
Well,
that.
What do you, Larry? Do you have any final thoughts for Levi before he goes into this? Any final
Levi,
thoughts, man?
Say 100% congratulations. Whatever the number of loads that you have to expire, double it. That's what I did because they charged me that $75 extra, and I never went back to make sure that I had no active swimmers.
Oh,
I think
okay.
you should.
Oh.
Yeah.
you definitely should.
That's part of the not paying the rest of it. That's like rolling the dice. But I like to gamble.
So they were trying to fuck you on the testing
Yeah.
of the that's so
Yeah.
fucked up, man.
I heard
Yeah,
that
no-
even after a year, they'll call you back and be like, so we just want to check back in and see if you want to bring us another specimen. Just to be on the
See,
safe
I
side.
didn't know they were trying to pull shady shit like that.
Well,
Yeah.
my specimen that I'm going to return is just a negative pregnancy test because we are good, baby.
yeah,
Yeah.
there you
We
go.
are good.
I give my specimen right in your eye, bitch.
That's right. I told my wife that you could taste whether it was effective or not, like the
Oh,
the tanginess of it.
I asked her which flavor before I left, and she goes, "What?" And I said,
Wow.
"So,
You like
Levi,
regular or-
congratulations.
Regular or
Just trust
diet?
in the science. It's better than it was then 3 years ago. But man, I'm 3 years strong. So
3 years strong,
But
baby.
hey, like when
Nice.
you're you're doing the deed now, like you're feeling good about it though, right? Like it's not like you don't feel like you lost anything.
Chad, I try as hard as I can just to prove science wrong, and I'm not.
Damn.
That's what I like to hear right there.
He's trying to knock her out.
Man.
Listen,
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. Fellas, it was good to talk to y'all. I want to see y'all soon.
Awesome, man. We'd love to have you on some point, brother.
Dude, for sure,
I mean,
man.
Hey,
Stories
have
are
y'all-
hilarious.
Have y'all ever had Uncle Nearest?
I have.
No.
Yeah, I have.
Levi's had everything.
Tennessee
Okay.
whiskey.
I've
Oh
not.
yeah,
That's cool,
Um,
man.
yeah.
What-
Look that up, and we'll probably get a bottle of that.
Fucking
All
A,
right,
man.
sounds good,
All right, have a great one, brother. Thanks for coming on.
All right.
Hey, thanks, Larry.
See ya.
Thanks, man.
Hey, no problem. Thank y'all. Y'all take care.
See you, man.
Bye.
See ya.
Dude, that worked out so well. Our first phone guest.
Yeah. Well, second, the Papa John's guy.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
Papa
yeah.
John's
Yeah,
guy's
true.
number one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm surprised it works so well. The chat's having their own conversation. They're just like, fuck these guys. We're gonna talk about our own thing.
There was some funny conversation around when you had your vasectomy, TJ, at work, where we were both working together.
Well, I'll just say that I beforehand had no one in my life that I really could turn to and ask a lot of questions to. So I
Right.
had a boss at the time, and I think this is what you're
Yeah.
alluding to.
Yes.
I knew he had a vasectomy, and I was like, can I ask you some questions, man? I was like, do you still like shoot a load? Because I honestly thought maybe you don't even shoot a load after the vasectomy. I just
that would-
pictured a dick just dry heaving, just
Just coughing, just a dry cough. Right?
nothing, baby.
Yeah.
I'd be out, man. I'm like, nope. We're not.
If you found that out though, would you have like
Nope.
tucked down and said no?
I would have said no. I can't do
Yeah.
it. I can't do it if I got a dry heaving pecker, man. I gotta get that low, baby.
Dry even.
No,
pecker.
what would that even feel like? Like a cough coming
would-
out your dick?
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like it would hurt. if
Yeah.
you was doing that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it hurts when you dry heave when you're throwing up. I mean, I can only imagine that your dick doing it would be painful.
Oh.
But then, of course, I mean, I guess like you should logically know that's not how it works because no man would ever get one
that's true.
if that's how it went. I mean,
good point.
it's got to be somewhat good. I mean, if there was a way where it's like, well, it doesn't feel as good as it used to, but it still feels pretty good. You'd be like, you are,
Yeah, I'd
well,
say
you
no.
are, your wife made you do this, didn't she?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but no, like
But I'm just here to report no changes, boys. No changes to that. So
that's what I hear.
good
I need to try to get back and talk with somebody. Like me and you need to talk after the podcast, Levi, because
Yeah.
during like this Christmas break, I'd like to be on y'all's team.
there you go. Team sterile, baby.
Yeah,
Now I do think you said the chat was having their own conversation. I do think it's interesting to talk about who could be a potential suitable replacement for Alex Trebek. That's what they're talking about on the
Well,
chat.
I was like,
Yeah.
they said that, and I'm like, I have no fucking idea. And then somebody said LeVar Burton, and
Oh,
I'm
that
like,
would be
oh,
fucking
like,
good,
dude,
yeah.
like that's a
Rainbow?
pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Who actually said that?
Yeah, that's not bad.
I want to give credit where
I could
credit's
get down
due.
with that. I'm trying to think who else. It's kind of like a nerdy kind of guy that you could have on there. What's your boy Jordan Peterson doing?
Oh, Jordan Peterson.
He ain't gonna do
I'm
no.
just fucking with you. But
Steve, your brother Steven Levi, he's the one that said. He's the one that said LeVar.
That's
Burton.
cool.
LeVar Burton would be a decent one.
That would be pretty good.
Yeah.
But I like the way that Alex Trebek could kind of be like a smartass
Yeah.
to you, but not like in the most like passive way to be a smartass.
He was a little passive aggressive kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people will be like, "Oh yeah, I've been, I've been whatever. I've been a marine biologist. I've been living like underneath the ocean for 6 months." He was like, "That's great." So next on the board,
Yeah.
Just
Potable.
come on.
he was like,
Yeah.
yeah. If you could stop like grandstanding on my show,
That's funny.
let's move on here.
I actually I think I'd like to see it more with like a totally different kind of angle. I'd like to see him do that black dude from Family Feud.
I knew
I knew that
it's
was
exactly
coming
what I thought when you
Yeah,
said,
that's
"Fuck
exactly-
that."
He does every
What's his
damn
name?
show.
Steve Harvey.
Steve
Steve Harvey. I like Steve Harvey.
Well, I do too,
No, but not for that. He couldn't even pronounce the fucking words.
But that
if he
would
had to
make
do
it more
that.
interesting to a dummy like me.
no, fuck
To
that.
watch Jeopardy?
Fuck that. That you're dumbing down to like a.
You want
a
to preserve your
show.
Jeopardy. See,
Yeah.
I like to watch the
don't-
Celebrity Jeopardy because
Don't
then it's
do that.
they're easier questions. They're softballs.
They're
baby.
absolutely softballs.
Yeah.
I
can get
Yeah,
them
I do
bitches
way
in.
better on Celebrity Jeopardy than I do any other Jeopardy where I get like one or two the
Yeah.
entire episode.
It's like I think I'm smart, but then I watch Jeopardy and I'm like, I'm fucking dumb.
Oh yeah.
You get Julian from the Trailer Park Boys to do it, and just be sipping in like
Yeah.
this thing right here for 400.
That's right.
I mean, Family Feud got kind of fucked too with Steve Harvey on it, but I mean, the OG guy was kind of like a pervy, like molester guy. So I mean, I don't really know how.
Who was the original?
What was his name?
You know
his
this?
name?
Wasn't it
You know what I'm talking
Larry, or no, it wasn't Larry.
Larry the Cable
You
Guy.
ever seen those montages of him though? Like he's just like all up on everybody's wife and
Dang.
like yeah, if it's a
Yeah.
woman,
I'm not
like he'll
remember
just
who
go
it
up and he'll
was.
be like two people there and he'll be like their daughter. And I mean, obviously she's hot as shit, and he's like grabbing her hands and like holding both of them and like rubbing her arm and shit.
Easy,
oh,
bro.
yeah, it's like
Easy,
And then,
Pat
yeah, and then the
Sajak.
parents are just looking at him grinning. I'd be like, what the fuck, man? Like, come on.
You're talking about the real old dude.
Anybody got it in the
back
chat?
in the day.
Like the OG thing. Richard Dawson, Steven said. Jeff Foxworthy on Jeopardy.
That would be good.
might be good.
Because Jeff Foxworthy is an intelligent dude.
Yeah, no, that would
Yeah,
be-
he
that-
is.
that'd be
He's
good.
an intelligent dude that, yeah.
He's clean.
Yeah.
And,
That
I
Are
think
You Smarter
that'd
Than
be
Fifth Grader was a pretty good show.
Right.
It was,
I
yeah.
enjoyed him when he did a season or at least a few episodes of Shark Tank as well.
Oh,
Was the-
I
that was
forgot
kinda
about
cool.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Richard Dawson, original Hope of Family Feud.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but now,
yeah, he was pervy as
was
shit.
Richard Dawson the one that was in the Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I think
as
you're
well?
right.
I think it
He
was.
was the host
Yeah.
of The Running Man.
Yeah, I think he's like the quintessential game show host who did like a ton of different stuff. I think he did the dating game and a lot of other old kind of shows too. Maybe not hosted it, but was
Did
like
you do
a
the dating game?
That
He
was
did a lot of different
that was
stuff,
a dude.
But definitely the Running Man.
That
for
was
sure.
that dude that's on like,
He lives around here.
that was on everything. He's like a big Republican now.
I seen him though.
He did. I think you're mixing him up with a different guy.
Am
And
I?
he did a dating game thing. What
Or
was
the
that guy's name?
Newlywed Games, who I'm thinking of.
Newlywed. No, wait. No, Newlywed Game's a different guy.
Richard Dawson was on the Running Man though. I'm fairly positive about that. But I mean, I'll check it. But
The dating game guy was
Who
on.
hosted the dating game?
The answer I found is Jim Lang.
Jim Lang.
Who hosted the Newlywed Game?
The answer I found is Bob Eubanks.
Neither of these
Bob
people are who I
Eubanks.
remember.
Dating game.
No.
Dating game.
so Richard
That's
Dawson.
what it was, the first one.
Richard Dawson was on the Match Game and Family Feud.
Match Game.
That's not who I'm thinking of. What the guy I'm thinking of is like, shit. He was on like everything. Like, and
And-
you'd even see him on like some New Year's Eve thing. Like he was just everywhere.
And he was the Running Man. He was that guy. From
The
Running
guy from the Family Feud.
Man. Yeah,
Richard Dawson.
Richard
Was
Dawson
the Running Man.
Was on
Yeah.
the Running Man.
Shit. I can't just like let this go now. Like now,
Well, look it up, bro.
Now I am gonna have to look it up. But see, it's like weird when we're like talking about stuff and then like you look it up. See, that's why you need like a. That's why we need like
Yeah,
a,
a
young
producer.
Jamie?
Phil
Yeah, I
yeah. Or well, you can get the chat to do it.
I
Chat
even
pulled it up,
remember
but-
Double Dare and stuff like that.
Mark
Mark
names.
Summers is the guy for that, man.
Dude, you remember that one quick.
Yeah, well, he's such a good host, man. I love Mark Summers. He did Double Dare, and then he did
What Would You Do?
What Would You Do? Yeah, was great too.
What
would you
Chuck
do?
Woolery. That's who I was thinking about.
He's the
Chuck
guy that lives
Woolery.
locally.
He's like the big like Republican now. So like when he did that, like he like lost all of his work.
Okay.
Hey, that was something.
Like he wasn't on anything anymore.
Jump back to a previous conversation. Mark Summers kind of triggered my thought, but Nickelodeon was really good about having like game shows, like Legends of the Hidden Temple, and
Yeah.
Double Dare and stuff like that. I mean,
Guts.
I mean,
You remember the video game one? What was the video game one?
Oh, where they had to play like the like Gauntlet and all them old school
Yep.
like games,
remember
ghouls
this.
and
Yep,
stuff like
and
that.
then at the end, it was at that time like a VR. So they were in front of a green screen, and they were
That's
like
cool.
the character in their own video game.
Yeah,
Somebody,
That was very cool.
Chad, help me out here. Tell me what that is. I'm not looking it up.
old school Nickelodeon show where they played
but it was-
arcade style video games.
Yeah, that's what it was. And I can't. Man, it was. I can't remember what it was at all, but I loved it.
Yeah, it
But
was a great show.
Yeah, I mean, because it was still like the '80s, so like video games were still like very
fairly
2D.
new. Yeah.
But yeah, so they started out with like 6 or 8 kids, and they would have to play something like what was that one game with like the airplane where like you're on top flying, you're just like shooting everything. It's like a newer Galaga.
Well, we played that.
They would have to
I think
play
on
that.
at your dad's house, where you're playing like co-op, like with that was helicopters or something
F-Zero?
No, way older than that.
But
way
but
older than
similar,
that.
though.
You got to think of like NES or Super NES,
yeah,
like
16
level.
16-bit.
I got you.
But anyhow, like so they have to play that, and then like the top like 4 would go, and then like the rest of them would get Nick Arcade. Is that it, Steven?
Nick
That doesn't sound right.
Is it Nick Arcade?
That don't sound right at all.
I don't
It
know
could
that.
be. I mean, someone fact check Steven just to double check. But I mean, that doesn't sound right.
But I
It
remember
could
the
be.
host. The host was a black guy that kind of looked like LeVar Burton.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't
I
remember-
couldn't say anything about that.
But I don't remember like his
host.
name or anything like that.
Well, I loved American Gladiators as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Did you watch that shit?
Fuck
Of course.
yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Dude,
American Gladiators
every
was
week
great.
I'd watch that. It was like Saturday or Sunday night, something like that. When was it?
I wanted to say it was like
I feel like it was on a weekend.
it was definitely it was Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. It was one of those.
I think it was
nights.
Saturday night. I feel
Is that
like.
what it was? Because I remember watching it at my
But
grandparents' house.
all the guys had those like flashy names like
Well, that
freaking
was the
Nitro and all
yeah,
that.
the
other
GAT,
bullshit.
not the contestants, but
The
but
gladiators.
The gladiators, yeah.
Yeah.
Zap and Nitro
Nitro,
and
yeah.
and what was the chick's names? Like Storm. And
Storm and Thunder and all. I don't know all these.
Oh, I can't.
weird names.
I had the toys too. Like I had the where you could run your little action figures, American Gladiators action figures, man. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it'd probably be like any wrestling action
Well,
figures.
you know
get
they
too, right?
brought
Yeah.
it back not that long ago for like a minute.
Tried to.
Yeah, and I
Who was
I
it?
don't think
The
it
Rock
like
or
lasted.
Hulk Hogan or somebody hosting it?
I think it was The Rock.
Was it?
I think it was The Rock.
I don't remember.
It was one of those two because there was 2 separate shows. There was one that was like a spinoff that was like different, and then one was actually American Gladiators. And Hulk Hogan hosted one, and The Rock hosted the other. I remember.
Yeah, both of them failed miserably.
What was great though is like during that time when American Gladiators come out, that was during that time in '90s TV where if you were going to be on TV, you had to be like hot as shit. It was
Yeah.
like Baywatch like time of like
Yeah.
TV. So yeah, like all the girls that were there, like they were like muscled up, but they were like all just fucking amazingly hot. And then the dudes were the same way. Like they all had to be like
They're
you wasn't good enough just to be able to complete
Couple little
complete the
tens, yeah.
Like you had to have like the 8-pack and like all the pecs and all the shit.
As a kid, though, I don't remember thinking that the females gladiators were attractive.
Really?
I remember thinking
thinking
the females were at that time. I thought too muscled up. Like now, I'd probably be alright with it, but back then, I was like, I don't know about this business. Too muscled
Yeah,
up.
I don't remember. The Rock should host Jeopardy? No. Ryan Reynolds? No, fuck no.
The Rock can do anything he wants. He's cool.
Not host Jeopardy.
Yeah, and Ryan Reynolds wouldn't be good for it. He's too much of a smart ass to be doing
Yeah,
that.
Ryan Reynolds would be awful. That's absolutely terrible. I mean, The Rock can do whatever he wants, but it would definitely change the entire
yeah.
way of the show.
For sure.
I mean, that's about as good a suggestion as like Mel Gibson. And
Yeah, well, Mel Gibson's too much of a crazy person.
yeah,
I think LeVar Burton. They didn't get LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton is
He's the
legit,
one.
yeah.
Is he
Yeah, definitely.
still good? I mean, is he still cool? I haven't seen him in years.
I don't know. I've seen him. He's still doing things like fundraisers to get like books to kids, and
Okay.
it seemed like they did come back out with Reading Rainbow for a
Yeah, kind
minute.
of like a throwback,
Like a-
special or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So,
These are pretty good books, but you don't have to take my word for it.
right. I still wish I could find that old one where there was an old Reading Rainbow where they went on the set of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh, really?
And they showed how like the Enterprise was like the model was actually upside down, and like how they had to film because you know how the ship looks, it's like awkward as shit. So they had to like actually have it upside down to like film it. And
That's crazy.
yeah, and it,
That's
like
weird.
back when I watched that, I didn't even watch the show, so I didn't even like appreciate it.
He was Glasses Man.
Right.
Yeah,
on,
had the
on
visor.
Star Trek.
Yeah, he was Geordi on
Geordi, yeah.
Geordi LaForge on Star Trek. So,
Okay.
yeah, so he had like an inside.
I didn't even know that.
thing there,
I mean, I
yeah.
didn't even think about that. I was just thinking Reading Rainbow. I forgot about that. He also played Kunta Kinte, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Roots.
Young Kunta Kinte.
Young Kunta Kinte.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you know, the show went
Yeah.
and got older, but he was the one that was getting whipped in that fucking like awful scene. I don't remember that much about Roots other than that scene of him like.
I
getting the
remember
shit
more
beat out of
Dave Chappelle like impersonating it on his show than I do the actual episode scene.
him. See,
though, for some reason.
I remember watching Roots when I was a kid and they had it on the like
Middle
because
school,
back then
like,
they would do like
breaks.
mini series.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that part of him getting whipped and that guy forcing him to change his name from Kunta Kinte to Toby.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so fucked up, man. Like it was so like
That is
it
fucked up.
got my
Pretty
little
fucking
like
rough.
child brain, man. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. And then of course, like I was still a kid, so most of the show I didn't even pay attention to or care that much about. But
The chat's saying that Reading Rainbow is now a podcast.
Oh, really?
oh, maybe that's what it was then. Maybe LeVar Burton's. Okay, maybe that's what I'm
That's
remembering.
interesting.
That is interesting.
Podcast now, Reading Rainbow.
Podcast format, Reading Rainbow.
I don't know what that would
I don't
be
know how
like.
that would work.
I don't even remember the full format. I remember the kids are recommending shows. I don't remember the rest of Reading Rainbow, really.
What like LeVar Burton would talk about a book, and then
Mm-hmm.
it would go to like somebody else kind of reading it, and they would kind of animate the pictures in
Right,
the book.
Okay.
Right. It's kind of like
Um,
they were narrating a animated story.
Right, and then they would go to something else. So if the book was about like somebody that drives a forklift, then they would like cut to like a warehouse and show like a forklift guy or something. Like that's kind of how it would go. So it was like kind of trying to show you how to read, but then kind of teach you what it's about.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean everybody liked it.
I loved when Mr. Rogers or Sesame Street would go into like a factory and show how something was made.
He reads the books on the podcast. He used to not, or maybe he did used to read the books. Did LeVar Burton used to read the books?
I don't remember.
I was thinking it was like another person. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe LeVar Burton did read the books and something else happened. Sorry, chat's catching up to our that she delay that we got. But anyhow, go ahead.
No, I don't know what I said.
I don't remember either. I'm sorry.
So moving on .org.
Well, I do have a subject change. And I don't want to get into politics, but we did just have a decision made on that, and
Get
the
on your mic a little bit.
ramifications made with that. But
Oh yeah, we got to talk about this. This is like the
well-
biggest news story in the last like 4 years.
well, we have a new president, and we have our first female vice
President-elect,
president,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is pretty awesome. There's also the first. I say first. The second gentleman, I think, is what they refer to. Is kind of like the
His-
first lady.
Yeah.
He's the second gentleman because he's the VP's husband.
Well, unless it
Which
gets
is kinda funny.
overturned, see they're doing all the shit now.
I'm not buying.
I think it's hilarious though that like the first probably 2 years that Trump was president, they were trying to the Democrats were trying to say that it was not legitimate because of Russian collusion and blah
Right.
blah blah, and now Trump got beat, and now there's this whatever like, oh yeah, Trump got beat, and then now all the Republicans are like, no, it's voter fraud, it's this and that, like
I
like
know.
this
Well,
is
it's
just
flipped.
going to be the thing
It's
from like
flipped,
here on
yeah.
out. Like whoever loses is going to start calling some kind of foul
Yeah.
from here on
And
out.
maybe I could have given a little more credit to it, and I'm sure there's some thing that they'll find probably, but whether it's enough to overturn anything, who knows? But it was the fact that they were talking about doing it before even the election results even came out. It was like they were talking about having lawsuits, and they were able to file them so quickly. It's
Oh,
almost
yeah.
like it was just premeditated.
Yeah.
Well, the mail-in voting thing is kind of weird anyways. That's new. And I mean that's an easy thing
It's
to
new for some
dispute.
places. It's not new for all states, though. I mean, a lot like they were saying, some of those states have been mostly mail-in voters for years. Some
Oh, is it?
states.
Yeah.
It is
Arizona.
crazy. It is crazy like the voter turnout for this year. I mean, Joe Biden got more votes than Barack Obama did.
That's wild.
And Trump got more votes than any sitting president has ever got in the history.
That's crazy. Just a lot of people voted.
Like, and that's the thing. Like Trump got that many fucking votes and still lost because of that many other fucking people voted.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
When I was in line to vote, there was like, and it wasn't that long. I was there 30 minutes. There was probably at least 6 people where they stopped and said, like, let's have a round of applause because a first-time voter. Like
Really?
6 times probably. Yeah.
I got lucky when I voted. I rolled in there and it was like no line. I was like, I
Yeah.
got hung up because some shit was fucked up with my information. But anyhow, got through that and went right through the thing and I was out. And I think that's probably another reason why so many people have voted. Is it seems like this year there was way more early voting, or at least in our state.
I mailed mine in.
You did?
Yeah.
See, but they were doing early voting here every day. Like it wasn't just one
Yeah.
day, from, because it seemed like it used to be you could early vote 2 weeks early from the hours of 9 to 2 or some bullshit. And that was it.
I drove by a building where they were doing early voting at one of our local cities around here, and it was wrapped around the fucking building. I was just like, nope, I ain't doing it. Ain't doing
Well,
it.
I did the
mean,
same
it was
thing.
a
I pulled
long-ass
in.
line.
I'm like, I'm going to try it. And then there were a bunch of people coming out and nobody going in. So I'm like, well, let's try it. And yeah, walked right up to the thing. And like I said, I had some information I had to get redone. But anyhow, once we got that fixed, then I fucking went on through and was done.
Well, we'll see how that turns out. I don't think it'll change much.
What do y'all think there's 0% chance that Trump is ever going to concede, make a conceding speech, right? What do you think the chances are, coming up on the days of on his way out, he's just and here is the 3rd time that aliens visited the Earth, and he just starts producing all these documents, and he's like, hey, and all these people that are in prison, I pardon all of them. Yeah. And he just fucking goes all out on his way out.
He is rogue.
He's like, this is what's happening here, and this, and just to fuck everybody. He's definitely the kind of guy that would fucking burn down a boat that was trying to kick him off of it.
I know it. It's probably scary to some people. What's he gonna do?
I'm sure it's scary to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But so that debate's been kind of settled, at least sort of, for right now. But there's some age-old questions that I feel like our podcast needs to address. And these
are you going to change topics here? Or?
Yes.
Hold on.
Unless you want to keep going.
Well, I was just going to address
let's see what the chat said.
They said a big claim in the domination of the software got messed up and changed votes. I mean, I saw that people talking about that, but it's what everybody's talking about. Because what somebody says is, well, 4 million votes or whatever got changed from Trump to Biden. And it's well, how do you know? What proof do you have? Well, they don't have any of this yet. Well, then how do you know it's 4 million votes? You either, if you know it's 4 million votes or 3 million, whatever they said, you have to have proof before you can even get that number. So where's that number coming from?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I think everybody's just grasping at straws. Now, if I'm wrong and there is some voter fraud, I fucking hope they find it. Because that's fucked up. Completely find it and fix it. But
yeah,
you know,
right.
I don't know. There's just gonna have to be certainly some proof.
Yeah. I just want the truth to prevail always. So.
Yeah, true.
Always.
Anyhow,
but some age-old controversial topics or whatever. I don't know if we've ever discussed it outside the podcast.
Oh, I love these. I don't even know what this is going to be, but I love these.
Let's start off with a very popular one that everyone talks about at some point. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Dang.
Oh. We have talked about this, but not on air.
We talked about this one?
Not on air. No, we've talked about this in person.
In person.
I think we talked about this before we had this podcast. This was kind of the conversation that made us think we should have a podcast. Yeah. But I think what our consensus is that a hot dog is a sandwich with a name. Like a hamburger is a sandwich with a name.
So
a Reuben is a sandwich with a name.
It's a different classification.
It is
subcategory.
Technically a sandwich, but it's still a hot dog. You can't order a hot dog sandwich and expect to get a hot dog.
So we were presented with A and B, and we chose C because it's not exactly.
Because
I would just choose it's a sandwich. I think sandwich is the main category, and then subcategories you got Reubens.
Okay. I disagree because I used to make a hot dog sandwich. That's completely different. That's when you cook two hot dogs and kind of cut them in half and put them on some bread.
I think it's just a different way of doing it.
All right,
that's what I think.
But that's a hot dog sandwich. That's a different name.
That's a hot dog sandwich, but a regular hot dog on a bun is still a sandwich.
But it needs a name, though. It needs a name so you know what's different. If you were going to go to a restaurant and you were going to order a hot dog inside of a hot dog bun or a hot dog sandwich, you would need two different names to describe these things.
You do, sure.
Sandwich is the overarching title.
Yeah.
But a hot dog is is by itself.
But does it have to have bread to constitute it as being a sandwich?
Yeah, yeah, it's a wrap or it's something else.
Because I was gonna say, what about like a calzone or something that's like
No.
baked all the way around?
Yeah, that's not a sandwich. That's a calzone. A calzone's a calzone.
Okay. Well, I'll argue against your argument with a separate question. And this is another topic.
Go ahead.
Is cereal a soup?
No, soups have to be hot.
There is cold soup. Like
soups.
like a borscht is a cold soup.
Borscht.
I have never had a
Forgot
cold
about
soup.
borscht, bro.
Yeah, I don't think cereal is a soup because you're taking two ingredients and mixing them together.
Well,
Like that
technically-
doesn't make a soup. Like
All
a
right,
soup
well,
has to like.
Well, take this then.
I'm like Steven in the chat. Meat between bread sandwich. Fucking A.
Well, I agree. I'm just saying.
Or
I'm just
peanut
saying.
butter.
A hot dog.
Yeah.
A hot dog is the name of a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a
But then
burger.
I don't think that cereal is soup.
Well, it has no broth. I feel like a soup has to have broth.
Well, because so check this out.
Well,
like
chili doesn't have broth.
over in the UK,
Well, it has meat. That's still yeah. Okay.
over in the UK they call it a chicken. We call it a chicken sandwich, but they call it a chicken burger. Now I found that very interesting.
That is interesting.
I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, a chicken sandwich is like a burger, but
Just
with chicken instead
beef.
of
Yeah.
beef on it. So I don't. Yeah, that's fine.
And we've had interesting conversations even about soup, like a gumbo. Like
Right.
chili is technically a soup,
Yeah.
but chili is kind of its own thing. I
Well,
mean,
we were trying to figure out the
gumbo
difference between
and-
chowders,
chowder,
and
gumbos,
soups, and stews, and all those
yeah,
at one
a
point.
stew. Yeah, like what is the difference? But
I think it's just all in the name, right?
Right.
Like if you're getting like chicken corn chowder, I mean, like that's just the name, right? Like the
No, I think there is a difference in a chowder and a soup.
yeah, I think it's the
I think your sandwiches and your soups are like it's like going back around to like a
categories and subcategories.
like
I think but-
like ammunition. Like ammunition has names,
Mm-hmm.
but like you have so many, like so you have a bullet called a 30 caliber, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you have 7.62 by 39, 7.62 by 51. Those are all 30 caliber,
Mm-hmm.
but they have different names.
Some
Not
has-
9 millimeter, 38, 357. They're all the same diameter,
Mhm.
but they have different names. Like 38 and 357. Like what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's just the name of the bullet or the round, rather. I think that's the same thing that sandwiches and soups are. It's like if you're trying to define the soup or sandwich by its name, well, you're going to be disappointed because they just named it and that's just what it is.
Yeah, but I think what in TJ's argument or Steven's argument too is that like everybody who's on a football team are football players. So they a football player is like the
Right.
like the main thing. But now there's wide receivers, quarterbacks, and different
Yeah, but
positions.
they're all football
But
players.
they're all football players.
Yeah.
So he's saying that sandwich is the over dominating category that all subcategories fall under.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So
Well, and it's kind of like soccer and football. Like I think this now, I may be wrong on this, but what I've heard is when you go over into Europe,
Wrong.
football is a that's what they call soccer over there, but that's an all-encompassing term. Like football is also encompasses rugby, it encompasses soccer. They have the word soccer over there. Soccer is a subset of football,
right.
but because of their language, they call soccer football, and that just is what it is.
Right.
And they call rugby, even though it's a subset of football, they call it by its own name.
Right.
So and they call American football, even though it's a subset of the same sport too. So just saying,
Yeah.
like it's just all in what you name things.
Yeah, it's whichever is the parent category, I think, or at different places, and I think geographically it would differ too. I mean, because like I don't know, we might put some because like ramen in China or whatever, we might consider soup over here, but to them it's ramen, or is ramen like its own thing?
I'd like to go to Japan or China or something and have ramen. I bet it tastes
What's
way
the chat
fucking
saying?
better
Chat is
than ours.
blowing the fuck up right now. I feel like-
I guess I need to put this laptop over here where like you can see it too, because you're kind of left out on like what.
I'm kind of curious, but
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, they're having their own conversation. So
I don't know about that, but
yeah.
But I was curious if in Texas, if they call Texas Roadhouse just Roadhouse.
no, I bet they don't.
Shit.
Let's go to Roadhouse, baby. They probably don't even have them.
Now, I do agree about the cereal. I don't think cereal's a soup. I think it's
No,
I
cereal's
agree.
cereal.
I mean, if you got cold soup, that's not fucking soup. That's an abomination. is
I
what
want to tell
think,
you
but-
though about my cereal. My cereal, like I love cereal so much so that I deliberately don't keep certain brands around the house because I know I'll fuck up a box in the middle of the night. I'll wake up at midnight and fuck up a whole box of it.
Yeah.
But the problem is I like it so much that I'll now just eat fucking subpar cereal because it's the only one we have. And I'm still doing that shit.
Man, I didn't ever get like straight into like keto diet, but I was trying to like go heavy that way.
Yeah.
And it made it where like I couldn't eat cereal.
No.
Like the dairy and all that, it fucked me all
There's
the way
nothing
up.
in cereal you can have.
And I started falling away from it just so I could go back to eating cereal. Like cereal's that fucking good, man. Like you just need some cereal.
What's y'all's favorite cereal?
Ooh.
Oh, dude, there's no way I can answer this
You
question.
don't have a favorite at all?
No,
Dude,
so,
no.
You have a favorite like 3?
yeah, give it a top 3, or
Like in no particular order.
or just 3 go-tos.
You have a cereal like
What's your
that you
go-tos?
want to eat like okay, like I need some substance here. Like I'm hungry. I need some substance. So like then you go something like Raisin Bran.
Okay.
But then you got cereal that's like straight up like candy, like
Cinnamon
Fruity Pebbles.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
OG.
But that's candy. Like you're eating a dessert basically.
But it's fucking great.
That's good. Yeah.
Oh, it is great. But
It's
I'm
like
just
eating
telling you.
It's like eating a donut for
I'm
breakfast.
just telling you these are yeah exactly. That's
Right.
exactly what it is. So I'm just saying like those are different. Like it's hard to just like throw a favorite out there. It's like what's your favorite meat?
Well,
Like,
what's-
well, what are we
we'll
what are
just-
we cooking?
All right, well, go with Chad. Pick a favorite sweet cereal and a favorite healthy kind of cereal.
Our favorite sweet cereal would definitely be, or if I'd do like a top 3, it would definitely Cinnamon Toast Crunch would be one of them. Fruity Pebbles would probably be one of them.
They get soggy so fast.
And Peanut Butter Crunch
Oh,
would
shit.
probably be the other one.
You talking about Reese's Peanut Butter Crunch?
No, Cap'n Crunch. I'm
Captain
OG.
Crunch peanut butter. Okay.
Reese's
Okay.
Peanut Butter Crunch is good. You got a little more chocolatey taste in it, but no. I'm going peanut butter. Like I want my mouth to be all cut up when I'm done with it.
I like that. TJ, what about you?
Let me read the chat here, too. We've got Cinnamon Toast Crunch from Kyle. We've got Tyler saying the Fruit Loops with the marshmallows is unbelievable. And
It is.
then,
Fruit Loops with
Marshmallows.
marshmallows.
Yeah, it
And
is
then
great.
What is
great.
happening in the world?
So-
I don't even know
so-
what's going
well,
on.
I've seen that.
I'll tell you real quick. They've added marshmallows to every fucking
Every
cereal. You
cereal.
can
Oh
think
wait,
of.
did I say Lucky Charms? Lucky Charms
Yeah,
is
you
the
said
shit
that.
too. I
That is
forgot
good.
about that.
And then Mel from the Cold Truth podcast is saying Raisin Bran Crunch, which is a good
Now,
one too.
dude, see,
So-
I go to Raisin Bran Crunch when I'm needing some substance. If you're like actually hungry and I eat something like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I'm just gonna feel like garbage after I
Yeah.
get done. So you got to go to something like Raisin Bran Crunch or some Honey Bunches of Oats, something kind of in that line.
Yeah.
To kind of fill you out there.
Yeah, for sure. I like what's it? Cheerios has a couple different lines that have like granola clusters and stuff
Yeah.
like that are really fucking good, especially the cinnamon.
Yeah,
one.
I like regular Cheerios and I like Honey Nut Cheerios too. I like both.
Yep.
Of them.
Yeah.
But sweet cereals though, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is hard to beat. I think it's pretty fucking
Right.
good. Now it's not something I go to regular because it is so fucking unhealthy. I mean, I'll sit on the couch and just dig my hands and be covered with cinnamon powder everywhere.
Now,
yeah.
Cinnamon
Just beat
Toast
the
Crunch.
shit out of them,
Cinnamon
man.
Toast Crunch is the hot slut of the cereal world.
Oh,
like
for
you're
sure.
like, oh man, this is gonna be so great, and then you get through it, and you're like, I regret that.
I feel shame.
I feel so
much
awful.
shame.
That cinnamon
Look
toast
at
crunch
me.
been passed
I'm
passed
hungry,
around,
but
yeah.
I'm full. I'm fat as fuck. Like, what am I doing here? Like, this is awful. Like, I'm a terrible person.
Well, now Mel wants to bring up Cookie Crisp, and you know I'm pretty passionate about how stupid I fucking think this cereal is, man.
Somebody dumped some fucking famous Amos cookies in a
Yeah.
bowl and said, "You know what? Milk would be good on
Milk
this,
on
bitch."
this bitch.
And now we got Cookie Crisp. That's not fucking cereal.
That's some cookies.
That's some cookies. Drowning some fucking milk, getting soft as shit, falling apart. That's it. Nah.
I want to comment
That's
on
cookies
yours.
and
I'm not going to disagree with y'all. I'm not as passionate about it as y'all, but I don't think y'all are wrong.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
like them, is what you're saying.
Now, Cookie Crisp is the one fucking cereal that absolutely, without question, is better to eat dry than it is with the milk. Has
real?
to be. Has to be. I
Well,
mean,
it
it's
does-
fucking cookies.
You're eating it
Yeah.
dry. It doesn't taste like a cookie. I'm gonna tell you that.
Really?
'Cause I've eaten many a dry
I
Cookie
knew it.
Crisp.
I'm
It
not.
tastes like cookies.
I'm not eating Cookie Crisp just simply for the principle.
Principal. He's a principal man.
Yeah.
If I want cookies, I
Well,
go buy
I
them.
think when you get like our age, like you have to decide like how am I going to just fuck myself up?
Oh,
today?
yeah.
Like you
Right,
can't
yeah.
just be like, oh, I'm gonna eat like a bag of candy or I'm gonna eat all this shit. Like this is my sugar. Like this is way more sugar than I should ever have. What am I gonna like fuck it up on?
But see, that's the thing.
Oh,
If
they're
you-
mad now, Levi.
Well,
Oh,
hey.
they're mad at both of y'all.
Listen.
Oh, look at you.
if
Oh, shit.
Listen, if you're gonna cheat,
Chat's
if-
mad.
If you're gonna cheat on your diet for a good fucking cereal, it's gonna be Cinnamon Toast Crunch if you want the sweets.
Now, I'll
and
tell
if
you-
you want some fucking cookies, go get some fucking cookies.
Let me tell you
Don't
this. though.
settle. Don't
What-
settle on
I'll tell you
Cookie
what my
Crisp.
kids got me going on. This is like next level above Cinnamon Toast Crunch. The cheap off-brand s'mores cereal.
I tried it. Since you
Has
said that.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch squares in it, basically, and a bunch of other good-ass shit.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
like
I hadn't had that in
it's
a
like you
long
took
fucking
Cocoa
time.
Puffs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and marshmallows and threw them things together, and it's fucking fire.
I
TJ is money.
know!
It's made by Malto Meal. Shout out. I know you're the ghost to
Shout out to Malto
freaking
Meal.
Kellogg's and Post, but hey, that's some good shit right there.
Yeah, but my go-tos are Captain Crunch or Crunch Berries. I like all Captain Crunch, but Captain Crunch or Crunch Berries, if I had to pick one.
Man,
Frosted Flakes.
somebody just said that in chat. I forgot about that.
That's a
and
golden one.
Dabbling Dad said Frosted Flakes is good dry. They're right. Frosted Flakes
Yeah,
is
are
good
good
dry.
dry.
Yeah, Frosted Flakes is like a golden staple.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
It's
And
hard
then
to go.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I've been on that, too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I still like cornflakes. I like when I'm not like needing a lot of sugar.
Pass.
Just throw
Yeah,
some
hard
cornflakes.
pass, man.
No, they're good, man.
That's like the regular old bland Cheerios. Not, if you're gonna go Cheerios, you got to at least go Honey. It's got to have a little.
No,
something.
but
Honey
I
Nuts.
like regular old Cheerios too. I'll eat the shit out of some
I will
regular
if I
that's
chop
what
up
you
a
throw in the
goddamn
toilet for
banana
your
in
kids
it.
to piss at practicing
No,
or whatever.
Put a little banana in there
I
with it.
disagree. I disagree. When I'm just a dude that doesn't eat hardly any sugar anymore. So like when I'm getting cereal, it's like I can't hardly do that. I mean, for when my kids were like trick or treating this past time, I ate 2 pieces of their candy. It was the little square Butterfinger and a Reese's.
Fucked
and
you up?
and that was I was like, dude, I cannot. Like they were trying to give me shit. They were like, here's all this stuff. I'm like, I cannot do it. Like y'all don't understand. I told my niece, I'm like, this is more sugar right now than I'll
Yeah.
have in 3 weeks.
Right.
And like they just could not believe
That's
what I was
crazy.
saying.
That's
I'm
cool,
like,
though.
this-
You're doing that. That's really good.
I think my sweet go-to. I got to go. I'll just rattle them off real quick. For me, Reese Pieces.
Right.
Not Reese
Right.
Pieces. Reese Puffs.
Okay.
over Captain Crunch, peanut butter crunch.
Yeah,
This is no
okay.
particular order, though, right?
No particular order, but I prefer Reese Puffs over that for sure. For me,
They got the
It's
chocolate
It's
taste.
got the
to 'em.
chocolate element. So for me, Reese Puffs, Oreo O's with marshmallows, fantastic.
Damn.
And
Whoa, Oreo O's?
yeah, and it's like fucking eating Oreos in milk, and to
No,
me,
it's
good.
not.
It's good.
It's like eating some. No. It's like some
I know
government air infused. Oreo O's is like Cookie Crisp of chocolate chip cookies.
You got to try it with the marshmallows. It changed it.
I
I'm
hadn't
not
had
talking about
it.
the original. I'm talking about the marshmallows. You
I
gotta have the
had
marshmallows.
Oreo O's. I had a box when it very first come out. and I
They've
was like,
revamped them. It's much better. It
all right,
tastes just like a fucking
I'll
Oreo.
trust you.
And what's number 3?
And Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I mean,
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, yeah.
it's the staple. Now, for the healthy cereals,
Dude, does
the
anybody
Raisin Bran,
not
the
like
Raisin Bran
Cinnamon
Crunch,
Toast Crunch?
I like a lot.
Yeah, I like Raisin Bran Crunch.
I'm down for that.
And somebody mentioned Special K with the dehydrated strawberries.
No,
Yeah.
I was going to
no,
say that. That's
my-
fucking
my
good
wi-
ass cereal.
It's the red berries. That's my wife's favorite.
That's a good-ass cereal.
That's a really good
Dude, it
cereal.
is. Those dehydrated strawberries, when like they get the milk in them, that
Oh,
like kind of
yeah.
rehydrates through milk.
Yeah,
It's-
baby.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Really
You
good.
ever had those dehydrated ice cream sandwiches that they sell
I have.
Backpacker
the
Pantry?
ice cream sandwich, the space ice cream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
I
weird.
don't think I ever
They're like
have.
They're
It's like a
eating
giant-
Lucky Charms
marshmallow.
marshmallow.
Oh, is that what it's like?
Exactly like
Well, I
that.
remember
That's exactly
when we were
the
kids
thought
and we would go
process there.
to Huntsville to the Space Center. They would buy like that was the astronaut food.
Yeah,
and it was
yeah,
an
yeah.
Ice cream sandwich.
Same
But,
thing.
dude. That shit was like, I don't know how expensive it was, but it was
$25.
Yeah, it was. In my kid mind, it would basically be like, "Here's an ice cream sandwich for $25," and I'm like, "No, I can't do that. Like, I cannot." But there was those kids that was like, "This is my mom's money," and like, they would just fucking go buy it, and I'm like, I can't do that.
That's hilarious,
I have
man.
one more controversial topic.
Oh,
is,
shit, I'm
not
ready.
encompassing food. I just thought this was an interesting one I saw on there. But
I love these
a,
controversial
a
topics.
straw, does it have one hole in it or 2? I had to think on this one for a minute. I don't know which camp I'm in. But I think I am now. But
Shit, like you
Is this
done,
a debate?
you done stopped
It-
this. Like we're done
It
here
was,
quiet now.
it was a Reddit question. It said, does a straw have
Does a straw have?
2 holes or 1?
Yeah, I think it's just like.
I mean-
I think it's a problem with how the question is.
My initial is one hole, but no, I think it's. I
Is
mean,
it-
or
is
it's
it
2
one-
holes. My initial thing is
it one continuous hole, or does it?
It
or
is-
you count both ends as holes? 'Cause
No.
like, if you shot someone in the stomach and they had an exit wound, is it 2 holes or is it one continuous hole going all the way through?
Well, no, that's a different. Now, see, that raises a different point. Then, I would say a straw is one hole because that's one fucking hole. It goes
That's-
in one side and out the
That's
other.
that's the. Camp
But if
I'm
you
in.
got a bullet wound going in you and out the other, they would say you have 2 holes.
2 holes,
wouldn't
yeah,
they?
yeah. That's why I was like, man, fuck, I don't know. But I lean more towards the 1 hole, at least in the principle of the straw. But when you apply it to other subject matter, it may vary.
I go 0.
You go no holes.
No holes, because I don't think it's a hole. I think it's
It's
just a tube. that's open on both ends. I don't think it's a hole at all.
But
I think it's the way it's rolled. It's not like it's a solid thing and then they punch holes in it. It's like it's a fucking piece of plastic that's rolled.
I think he's right.
no,
So there's zero holes. It's just not capped.
I think you're right, but if you took that bottle and it was
One
made
hole is
with
the
a
cylinder
hole
hole.
on the end of this one and a hole on this end, basically just like
Yeah.
a tube or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, is it one continuous hole
Yeah.
that goes all the way through, or is it two holes? On that
Then
point,
it would be two holes
I would
because
say
you
it's
have to
two
put them in
holes.
there. Yeah.
But
But say I'm
I
thinking
don't know.
about because
yeah.
I deal with structural steel and these tubes. We're not, putting any holes in it. It's just raw steel that's rolled into a circle.
I think you're right. Like I said, in chat's arguing, and then Cold Truth just come in and going back on our stuff and said, my brother ate his 20-year-old Tiger Woods edition of Wheaties. He said it tasted great.
I don't know if I ever fucking had Wheaties, man.
I don't know what Wheaties taste like.
No,
either.
I had a cousin that he had. I mean, he had all like the Wheaties from like all the Michael Jordan Wheaties. I mean, it's probably
Damn.
fucking worth some money now, but like back they were collectors. The whole family was collectors, so
Right.
they had all that kind of shit. But yeah, he had so many like Wheaties. So like, I'm sure there's like somebody that's like super upset about that.
Do you think you would spend more money to get a collector's edition of like a Michael Jordan in his prime Wheaties box?
No.
Or
Yes. Whatever this other thing is.
He's
I bet this is what it is.
He's
it's
already
not going to be as good as what you're building up. I was just saying, Wheaties box was like Bruce Jenner when it was still a Bruce Jenner box, like that, something like that, real old school. I wonder which one would be more expensive on the internet.
It would honestly
Michael
be
Jordan, 100%.
my
Yeah,
care
but-
about this would be completely to resell it. Like I
Yeah.
have no interest in owning
Right.
any of these things just to own them.
So of MMA fighters that's been on the cover of Wheaties, I only know of one. I only know of Anthony Pettis was on the cover of Wheaties on the Wheaties box. I wonder if any other MMA fighters been on the Wheaties box.
I have no idea. I didn't even know Wheaties was still even doing people on there. Did we come up with a consensus about the whole thing though? Before we move on to
I say
something else?
0.
I agree with you. I'd say zero too.
I think it's one hole. But
I say zero because you.
Mel from Cold Truth was like, this conversation is way too damn deep for a straw.
Sure.
No, Mel. This is what we do. This is exactly what we do. This conversation
shit.
exactly as deep as it should be.
That's
This-
good fun.
This is what makes it fun. It does because if you like, because I think like what you're saying. Because I was thinking like a hole punch, like a 3-hole punch or whatever. Like if you had a stack of papers and you punched them with a hole punch, you would say that's one hole. Or in a 1-hole punch, I mean.
Right,
You would
right.
say that's one hole because you put a hole in things that are you put a hole in a stack of things. That's different than a straw.
Right.
A straw is a cylinder. Like
Right, but if you had a solid cylinder, almost like a dowel or something like that, like a wooden dowel, and you
Hollow
like,
dowel.
hollowed it all the way through and made a wooden straw, would it be one continuous hole?
Yeah, that would be one hole.
That's why. That's so.
Yeah,
that would be one hole. You're
That's
right.
what I'm saying. So, like, no matter the medium of which the straw is made, I think it's one hole.
All right, I'm changing back now. It's one hole.
Yes!
I can't. He won me back with that because
That's funny.
you can make a straw out of anything small enough, right? Or
Anything's a straw if
Yeah.
you're brave enough.
Yeah, anything's a straw if you can drill a hole all the way through it.
Oh shit! Have you ever like smoked out of like an apple? Like people like talk about smoking out of apples on
I would
TV,
try it.
like,
I've seen people do it.
Yeah.
In like movies and stuff.
like
but-
obviously like loose leaf tobacco or something. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
obviously,
yeah.
but like that's interesting. Like
Yeah, we would never do anything that's
No, it was
legal-
actual apple.
That's
Man,
legal
damn,
in like
Granny Smith is
damn near
good.
half the country now, but not ours.
that is wild to look at marijuana laws across the country and how they're changing now with new votes and everything. There's so few states that aren't even like legal for anyway.
I'm glad all the states with all the like high rates of opioid addictions have decided like no, marijuana will make the situation worse.
right.
Like I'm glad they went that route with
Mississippi's like, well, one thing we don't want is people smoking that marijuana out here.
it. Yeah, we need them pills that the doctor gave us.
Oh shit, get them perkies, baby.
Yeah.
Well, I did have one conversation.
Oh,
This one actually
yeah,
I just
baby.
thought of on the way up here. So I was going to buy beer and I was like, fuck, I don't have like a good cooler to put something in.
Oh,
And-
you got to get you a good cooler, man.
And you always carry a nice one. Kevin always carries a good one.
Yeah.
And so I went and looked at a couple of Yetis, and I walked in.
No, don't do
I
don't
just
do
because
Yeti.
just because I wanted to see it, they had it there. They had the igloos and all the other shit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, what's the price tag on this bitch? I pulled up this one that says it holds 12 cans, And then I had to ask somebody for the price because the
It
prices
looks.
were all
It's like
fucked up.
lunchbox size. Is that the one you're talking about?
It's about like this. You know, it's.
Did you buy that?
It's like, I went Ozark Trail. I went.
Oh,
I
that's cool, man.
I immediately went straight to Walmart and bought this instead.
That looks good.
Yeah.
But, anyways, I'll tell you the price of this one here in a minute. But the Yeti one, same concept, same deal. It'll keep your drinks cool for a little while. This is what the purpose of this fucking thing is. The price tag that is on this is complete horseshit.
For the Yeti one.
For the Yeti, $250 fucking dollars
God.
for something
Dude,
old.
I was gonna guess
fuck?
$300 when you were saying it.
$250. What?
It's that lifestyle brand, baby.
I mean-
People love that shit.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That
It's
is
exactly
that's some
what it
bullshit. Give me a styrofoam
Like-
igloo or
Yeah.
whatever
We-
bullshit you got.
We bought a few years ago the Arctic, and Ozark hadn't really started
Yeah, Orca
coming
was
up
still
yet.
kinda-
Orca was still kind of on its way up too,
Right.
But it was like Yeti, and so I was talking to my wife about it. I'm gonna pause and give you a chance there. And the cooler was like $110 is what that one that I carry around that it's the soft Arctic
Soft on the
with
outside.
the top on it.
Yeah.
But I'm
that.
like, I told him, like, I think we'll get, like, a lot of use out of that. And we definitely, but she was like, well, what about a Yeti? I'm like, Yetis are a lot more. Like, and they look different then. She was like, well, let's look it up and see what it is. Like I said, that one was like 110. We go look at the Yeti, and it's like $350.
Yeah. So this was just a 12. They had a bigger one there, and it was like $400 fucking dollars, and I was like, oh my god.
That's
You,
insane,
like,
man.
you
I mean, for
can
something
go-
that keeps your drinks and stuff cold.
No, I mean, it does.
I know. I mean,
do
it's
bet-
watertight and stuff like
well,
that. But
the
I mean,
thing is,
shit.
like when Yeti first come out, no one really had any coolers like that. Like they were
Right.
ridiculously. But then everybody's like, "Well, I can make a cooler like that if everybody wants to." Like I'm selling a $20 igloo, but if somebody wants to pay me $100 for something that's a little
Right.
better, I'll make it.
The thing is though, like I for my lifestyle, I don't need anything that's like better than like a regular cooler because I had an igloo. I have a big igloo or something, and
Yeah,
I put some shit in it and didn't clean it out immediately, and there was ice in there for like 3 days.
yeah, it holds well.
Yeah. Well, they will. I mean, I definitely am glad that we have ours. I definitely have need for it. One thing that I like about it is because it's so insulated, I never ever actually put ice in it. If we put cold drinks in it and we throw a couple of ice packs in it,
You just
that'll
go
get
like
you
that. Okay.
like on the boat in the sun through the entire day with
That's cool.
with everybody. The
That's
kids
cool.
open it, everybody open and close it the next. Like you don't have
that
to
is
really worry
that
about
is
it.
good.
But I mean, but this one, by virtue of comparison, same size, same dimensions, everything, only $29.99, $30.
Yeah.
So to me, like,
Oh, I agree. There's
Yeah,
no reason.
I mean-
But Kevin had the first Yeti that I saw, and dude, he filled that thing up with ice. It was a pretty, it was maybe their medium sized, the big hard one.
right? Yeah.
He filled that thing up with ice and put it in the back of his whatever it was, it was the Mazda version of an Escape, so like a little SUV.
Oh yeah.
But anyhow, it was like late July, like you're hot of the summer. And that ice stayed in that motherfucker like for an entire weekend. Still, with us getting in and out of it, in the back of a car during all that, and like it was like, this is fucking pretty great. Now, I still think it's kind of fucked up paying for it because, I mean, ice is what, like $1 a bag?
Yeah. Just
So,
give me
like-
fucking ice.
Yeah, exactly. The only
Yeah.
reason you should really pay for it is if you don't have the opportunity to go get ice.
Right. Yeah. I guess that's true.
But
I mean, damn. When I saw the price tag on that, I was just like, there is no fucking way that I'm spending money on it.
no,
And
there's tons of YouTube videos you can look up of people comparing them. The Ozarks and the Ozark used to be kind of shitty, honestly, when
But
they
they've gotten
first come
better.
out. Yeah, I think they've got a lot better. I haven't seen that one that you have. I remember when I first got my my Arctic, my sister and brother-in-law, they got an Ozark of the same one, and it did not hold
Yeah.
near as long. Like we were at the same place. We were at the beach together all day. And like, yeah, theirs was done while ours was still holding fine. But I think Arctic or Ozark rather has really like upped their game since then. Because my other sister has got it's a bigger version than that. It looks more like a bag.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's
kinda
skinnier.
like it kind of gets flat across the top.
Yeah.
And it comes down almost like a big giant ass fucking
Yeah,
purse.
Yeti has one kind of like
like
that
I've
too.
seen it, yeah.
And it's done her well. She's been fine with it this entire time. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can shit on the quality of Yeti. I just the price tag that's on it. It's just like,
It's the name.
it's all about the name,
And that's the thing
for
that gets
sure.
me. Like, you buy a $400 fucking cooler, and then the same people will turn around and spend $30 on a Yeti T-shirt.
yeah,
Like, why the like? If you pay $400 for a cooler, they should send you an entire week's worth of T-shirts and hats to wear with all of it.
yeah. It should absolutely.
And like,
come
and I
with-
have
with
a
hat
problem
or
with
something.
that kind of shit in general. Like, why are you paying money to advertise somebody else's brand for them?
Right? Yeah.
It's because you define yourself as a Yeti person, and you want everybody to know that you got Yeti and you can afford Yeti, and you're doing it. Like,
Dude,
why are you grandstanding over a brand name? Like, that's so fucking weird to me.
Do rednecks still do that with like Chevy and Ford? I haven't seen any in a while.
I think that's a little different because they are they're not even trying to deny the fact that they're grandstanding over their brand. Like,
Right,
That's
that's
a little different.
But
That's
that's a vehicle. I mean, a vehicle is like an investment versus like, I mean, I guess a cooler can be an
Well,
investment.
it's how
but
you
fuck,
wrap.
man.
It's how you wrap your identity in something else.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I was guilty of that being young and wrapping my identity in certain types of things, whether it would be a band and their brand,
Right.
or whether it would be like a skateboard brand or something like that. Like always, the identity of that brand represented me in some way.
right.
that. So that's what
Well,
they do. I think.
That's exactly what they're doing. But again, like that's. Oh, sorry. I was trying to get this out. That like I said, with things like Yeti, like that is just still so weird to me. Like,
Right.
you should not pay $30 for any T-shirt
Right.
at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're paying $30 for a shirt that's like should be given to you. Like, it's advertisement, and they're charging you
Yeah.
to advertise for their company so you can feel like you're a better person than everybody else.
Yeah, the older I get, the more I tend to trend toward brandless stuff. Like I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now with nothing on it. I do tend to trend that way, but there's still something like that can be said about the quality. If the brand image of like a Nike symbol on a workout stuff still does symbolize a certain amount of quality.
That's the difference. Like, if you're going to buy a generic T-shirt with Nike logo on it, I think that's fucked up. But we've seen like a Nike like hat, like a cap, like that. It's
Yeah.
a fucking nice. Like, that's
Right.
not just a hat with
a nice
with
hat.
with logo on it. Like,
Yeah.
it's
an engineer put some time into that.
yeah, like it's a better hat than just your Yeti hat. I mean, it's not because like Yeti's doing the same thing that
Yeah.
we're doing with our Whiskey
Right,
Bro
right.
stuff.
They're just getting
It's
that
the same
something
fucking hat,
Right.
the same shirt. They're just putting their logo on it.
Yeah, that's 100% right.
But I will go the other way and say I don't wear like too much brand stuff, but I will. There's certain like firearms companies where like I know the people that work there. Well,
Right.
I can't just afford to buy a new gun, but I can buy your shirt.
Right.
Right.
So see, I can buy your shirt, and that's kind of like me helping you out by buying the shirt, and I'm
Right.
kind of advertising for you.
Right, but that's different. That
know.
that's like supporting local business or like a small business or whatever. And I
Right.
I think that's
Well,
that's a different.
I'm just
kind
trying
of
to make
deal.
that point of that you can wear a shirt with a logo of a company on
Right.
it and pay for that shirt and not be like you're grandstanding.
Yeah. And
Well,
when you feel an identity also with that, and there's nothing wrong with that,
Yeah, I'm like these. I
well-
know this person. I talked to them.
Yeah.
And I bought. This is their company. And
I would
like
wear
them.
a Coors Light shirt, and I would pay money for it if it were a cool enough shirt, because I feel an identity to that brand.
See, I have a Coors Light shirt, and I hardly ever wear it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
We
like
have a whiskey.
weird.
We have a whiskey bro shirt.
I wear the
and,
shit out of that
we're-
thing.
Yeah, I do too. Speaking of which, Tyler, I know you're listening to this. You guys show me how to set that shit up. I want to get that set up with the shirts and do the
Yeah,
same kind of deal
we'll
you
talk
guys.
about
Yeah,
got
we
going.
need
That's
Whiskey Bro
pretty cool.
thongs. That's what we're
Thongs,
looking to get.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any ladies in the chat, would you wear a Whiskey Bros thong?
Yeah.
Or men, I guess too. You could wear it. There's men thongs.
I'll wear it as an eye patch.
Have you all ever wore like a man's thong?
No.
No,
Never?
fuck no.
Well, like, what am I just gonna like
No,
go?
I never have.
It's like I'm just gonna grab one up and take it to the changing room. Like, you would have to like buy it and decide
Yeah.
like
You don't try that
I'm
shit
going
on
to do
and
this.
return it.
I have never ever talked to a female that was like, dudes in thongs.
Yeah.
That does it for me.
So like early on when I was young, I think I wore like tighty whities, like probably most of us did.
Yeah.
And at some point, I
graduated.
graduated to
30th episode here, people.
That's right. I still can't fucking talk. I graduated to a like a traditional boxer, like a soft cotton boxer, and then I sort of adjusted to a you can top me off.
Just stop you up.
Then I adjusted to a boxer brief, but I really never did go the European like
Speedo?
like even like bikini style underwear or anything like that for a man.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
And I'm curious, like, is that like Europeans? Are they women? Are they into that? Or is that like is that something I should have explored in my life?
I mean, are the men over there that proud, or they just don't give a fuck?
From the pictures that I've seen, both. I mean,
Chad,
there's
why are
a
you
lot
seeing
of
these
some
pictures.
I mean, I don't know. It's the internet. You see everything.
Right. That's true.
I mean, there's definitely some dudes that's like, well, we've talked about that with like UFC fighters. Like, what kind of trunks would you wear? GSP would always wear like the hot pants style.
Yeah, the boxer
thing.
brief looking.
But I'm like, dude, if I look like him, that's what I would wear on the beach.
See? Yeah.
I straight up would wear that.
Now, Mel from Coast Truth said she would wear a Whiskey Bros thong.
I can't.
but ain't nobody gonna see it.
See, we're getting them. Ain't nobody gonna, dude. How you gonna talk shit about her like that? I bet a lot of people fucking.
No, that's what she
No,
said.
that's what she said.
Oh, she said nobody's gonna.
Man,
see
that
it.
would be a hard diss.
I was
right
gonna
there.
say, be like, oh, she'll wear one, but nobody's gonna see it.
that shit.
I mean, damn, I don't even know the lady, but I mean,
Okay.
shit, that'd be that-
You're reading chat. I thought you were just saying it. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, Levi spitting
Like,
bean fire for no reason.
I've never met her, but I mean, I
God
bet
damn.
some people see it.
Damn. Oh, fair enough. I'll get the. I'll do a bikini style Whiskey Bros underwear and I'll wear that.
You gonna put it on Instagram?
Fuck yeah!
Like a
I'll wear
man
it.
style?
I ain't ashamed of anything. I'll wear it. I checked my shame out years ago, boys.
I checked it out.
We have a friend. We have a mutual friend that proposed to his wife on a nude beach.
Yes.
Like I was
yes,
just
we do.
thinking about
Yeah.
that. That's awesome and crazy.
I still got questions about that. We need to
Yeah,
have
where
it
do you
on
ha-
some time.
where do you have the ring?
Where'd you put the ring?
That's right.
Where'd you put it?
I mean, I get that, but I mean, as far as proposals go, like, can that not be like one of the most romantic proposals ever? Like, you're hiding nothing.
Nothing.
Like, there's no fucking. You're not wearing a suit.
Yeah.
There's no doves. You didn't shower her with your wealth.
everything you say, this
You're,
is all I have to offer.
you're fucking Adam and Eve naked. Like, look at me. This is. Can you spend the rest of your life with this? Because if you can,
If she says yes, that's
and
love,
she said
baby.
yes.
That's love.
She did. They have a
Hey.
beautiful family now. I see pictures of them on there.
Straight up love right there.
Yes.
baby.
See, that's the way to do it.
Shit, man.
You wouldn't do that?
No, fuck no.
Fuck no.
Well,
man.
it's not somebody like if it's just me and my wife naked on a beach, it's fine. It's everybody else that I don't want to see.
Sure.
I mean,
yeah.
anytime I ever hear about Nude Beach or whatever, it's a bunch of old people who
Yeah,
are just like basically, hey, we're so old we don't give a fuck. Look at my pruny ass out on the beach.
Out of
Here it is.
100 people on a nude beach, how many of them you think are hot?
Not many.
2?
I don't know how many people are on
20?
the nude beach. If there's 2 people on the
No,
nude beach,
out of 100. I
oh,
said.
out of 100. Oh,
Well, I think if 100
Ah.
people was on the beach, how many of them are going to be actually nude though? Like,
No. Everybody's nude. This is a nude beach. You have to be nude. You're required.
you're 100% have to be
You're
nude.
required.
I feel like nude beach is like nudity is optional. Like,
Yeah, probably so.
yeah.
Hey, I know a couple of ladies, but I know one well enough where I might could ask her some questions about nudist colonies and like we ever
yeah?
wanted to talk about that.
that's
Yeah,
the one I know of.
yeah, that's the one you know
Yeah.
of. I know of another. Like I dated a woman whose dad used to live on a nude beach, and she said she would go to visit him, and it was like really weird, like super weird.
See, when we went on our anniversary
Not a nude
trip
beach,
to
a nudist colony.
to Jamaica, there are nude beaches there, and I was like, we're gonna go, but then our beach wasn't a nude beach, and then like the actual nude beaches were kind of far away.
Yeah,
But I was kind of curious to like check that
Yeah,
out, like
yeah,
see
yeah.
what was going on. Like nobody's gonna like rip your clothes off. Like you can go
No.
out there like in trunks and shit, and then kind of decide what you want to do.
I want to be naked. I can tell you right away.
I probably would have been naked.
I want to be.
probably would have had to have done it.
naked. I want to see what that feels like to just run around with a breeze between my knees, baby. Get that salt water and sand all up on my.
Be just slapping leg to leg as you
Come
run out to
on.
the ocean.
That's the way I want to do it.
Hard pass.
See, that's
No,
why
not you at all.
I picture heaven being like that, man.
No.
Clothing
I
optional.
mean,
in
y'all
heaven.
see how pale I am. You can only imagine what the rest of the bits be like.
You won't be after about a couple of days in that shit.
I know. I look like a fucking lobster. No, I don't.
That is
know.
something I didn't consider. You would certainly, because I mean, I tried to like make sure I was getting tan, but I was still just like outside in like shorts and trunks and stuff. Like, yeah, I was doing nothing to tan my nudist area.
Yeah. Yeah,
Man, I look
if
like
I lay in a tanning bed and stuff, I still like half the time have a little towel over my little dong and stuff. I ain't trying to get a sunburn on my pecker.
I mean,
I always did when I was in tanning bed. I always threw a sock over that and did everything else. Yeah, is that not a thing? I thought that was the common thing.
You got athlete's dick.
Hey, I got
no.
a question for you though. If you're doing a sock over dick or whatever, I guess technically you can get the no-show socks for that, right?
The no-show. My socks was whatever I was wearing
Ankle
that
socks?
day.
You get the fucking knee
man.
highs.
I would grab one up and throw it on it, and then there we would go. Like man, I didn't know what that would do to you. Like, it probably ain't good. I mean, there's too
Did you,
many.
did you ever
there's too
get a
many-
bad case of athlete's dick after that?
That's what I said.
No,
Did you-
but I've never
oh,
had
shit.
athlete's
Yeah,
foot, so
sorry.
I wouldn't have athlete's dick.
You never had athlete's foot in your whole life?
No.
I did.
You're athletic, bro.
No, you walk into a.
I thought that was a-
You can step in a weird place.
So-
I said the same fucking joke, but
Sure.
I can't believe I did that. But no, in a locker room, there's sometimes where they don't clean very well. If you're barefoot in a locker room,
Yeah,
you
but
can get
athlete's
it
foot is a bacteria that you get from somebody else, right?
yeah. So if they don't
Right.
clean the floors regularly, and you got someone else who's
Right. That's why,
Yeah.
like when I was in like a dorm room, everybody always took showers like wearing flip flops or something.
But if you work out and then like put clothes back on and don't shower like within a decent amount of time, you can start to get like a little itchy in different areas and stuff for sure.
Oh,
And it's not like it has to come from other people. You can get it from other places. I've definitely had jock itch and athlete's foot and the works, baby.
But that's a
But
bacteria,
hey,
right?
hey,
like
but
that's
but
what
look,
athlete's
but look
foot
at me.
is.
I want you to
Think
look
so.
at me in the eyes right here.
Oh shit!
I'm athletic. That's why I get this stuff.
Oh,
Athletic. You hear me?
See, I don't like this,
hey, did
but
you-
then I know the only thing I can do now is challenge you, and
TJ.
I know I sit inside every day in front of a computer, and you actively go do
No,
things. So
no,
you're
it's
gonna
pretty
you're gonna
funny.
beat the shit out of me in like anything.
I think athlete's foot. I think of freaking John Madden. Boom! Top vaccines and acting.
Oh, dude.
Get your free athlete's
That's
foot.
legit.
Boom.
I'll tell you a story I remember. My dad came home, and he don't even remember the story. I've came to him and
Really?
said, "Do you remember the story?" He has no recollection of it. But he came home from work one day when I was a kid, and he said that a guy at work had to go to the doctor because he had this strange like itch all over his like crotch and like his legs and everything like that. And the doctor examined him and said, "All right, put on your clothes." And the doctor like stayed in the room, and he like puts on his underwear, and the doctor stops him and goes, "Hey, that's it right there." He was like dragging his athlete's foot across his like leg and crotch
Oh,
by
so
the
he
way he
was-
put on
he
his
was
underwear. 'Cause
bringing
his
it up
underwear
from
was
his
like
foot.
hitting his foot, and he was dragging it across.
Okay.
So I think about that when I put on underwear now, man. I'm making sure I don't touch the sides at all. I'm like playing Operation up in that bitch. I'm like no touching the side. I'm like,
Do it like you do a kid's shirt, like you.
yeah, like when you go over the head.
Yeah.
That's
just
it. It's
straight out.
exactly what I do.
And
when I
I've
put on
never even
underwear.
like really thought about it, but now I got to think about it from like here on out.
Wow.
Well, now I'm glad that I got another little OCD thing that I
I
get
know,
to live
I
with.
know.
for the
I just
rest of
fucked
my
you
life.
up now.
Yeah. I'm stuck with that now.
I thought you were about to tell a crab story right there, 100%.
No, I do know a guy that claims he got crabs from sleeping in a bed that had crabs infested in it. That's what
Yeah.
he claims.
Yeah,
But
I'm
he
sure.
he worked in he lived in the country
Yeah.
and they farmed tobacco, and he said he put this sucker oil that they put on tobacco plants on his
Yes.
crotch.
Yeah.
And he said it burned like a bitch, but it cleared up and killed the crab. So, pro tip:
Pro tip.
if you get crabs, slap a little sucker oil on it.
from a dirty
Tobacco
whorish
farmer.
mattress.
Oh yeah. Fair enough. Crabs though is something that will like you can clear up and be you don't have it anymore. Like you're
But
done.
do
Yeah,
they
you're not
actually-
stuck with it like
Are they like?
herpes or
I
something.
mean, I don't
It's
even
like
know.
a head lice except for your pecker.
Oh, dude, I saw like a TikTok or something like that had this woman with like
Shit.
head lice or whatever, and it was fucking gross, man. It was like a homeless person. They were like combing it out. It was terrible looking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when they take that
disgusting,
tiny
man.
comb,
Yeah.
I've and they
God.
get
Yeah,
them and it's
nits.
just like it's
Ugh.
fucking full of them.
Yeah, it's disgusting, man. It's fucking gross.
Yeah, I had them when I was a kid. I got them mom was pissed because they sat me next to the dirty kid in class.
Yeah.
Pig pen.
And got it.
Man.
Yeah, and I was supposed to be in like a wedding like right after that. She still says I would have shaved your head if it hadn't have been for the fact that you were about to be in a wedding. And then of course then I give it to my sister,
Oh shit.
as both of them. And then so yeah, we all three had it. And
Bunch
then-
of just head lice kids.
Oh yeah, we had to do like all the shampoo, and then like what mom says, like the comb, like still didn't like get them all. Like so, like we would just have to sit outside. I remember thinking like my neck was gonna die, so I'd just sit outside while mom, like a fucking ape, just dug through like our hair and like pulled fucking lice and eggs out of our hair
That's insane.
and threw them away. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Just say it right now. Your head right now will be a lice's dream. Look at
oh,
that head
it's a
of hair you
straight
got,
jungle. I know.
dude.
I know. Like I'm not like straight up like can do a ponytail, but I could do like two.
You could do a man
I
bun.
could do a
man
top
bun.
knot. I could do a top knot and a back knot.
Dude.
I don't know though. Like, what do y'all think? Like, do I need to be like trimming soon? I'm not sure like where my next step is here.
I don't know, man. I feel like Rob Thomas is like lusting after your hair.
I felt like I'm like my plan was I'm just gonna keep letting it grow till it starts to look shitty, and then I'm gonna cut it. And it's like, well, I don't know. Like it's kind of still doing good.
That's cool.
man.
I
So,
think
like,
it's a new look.
here we
I dig
go.
it.
I had to go
It's
today.
I'm
I got
still
cleaned
getting in
up.
like
Levi
the
got
eyes.
Levi got that fresh cut. Look at that
I got
line in
clean
there.
today.
Look at that
Oh, I
tight,
know.
hard part, baby.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
Levi's
torn about
always
doing the hard
Levi's
part.
always underdressed for his hair. Like I mean, Levi should be rocking like
fucking
a straight up like 6K suit, man, with his hair. Like it's always amazing.
I want a mullet.
I'm trying to grow
somebody
the
in the
beard
chat hit a mullet. I kind of want to bring back the mullet because I had one as a kid. And it was
Oh, that
fire.
I should do a
look-
mullet?
See,
I look
That's
good,
not
dude.
happening.
I'm not doing it, man.
I look good with a
could
mullet.
not do that shit.
I wanna-
I think some people can pull it off, and I would not be one of them. My hair's too fucking thick, man. When my hair was like as long as his, like
Yeah.
in high school, I mean, you said it was
Yeah,
a
you
fucking
look like
helmet.
you had a-
said I could legally drive a motorcycle.
You could.
Then I grew out the beard for the first time. You said I looked like a seasick
Yeah,
Muslim.
it was dot approved
Dude,
hair.
I'm so funny.
I know you're
I
great,
forget how funny I am sometimes.
But
But you quote me.
but yeah, it's great. But I mean, it's
He's just reading his scars, is what he's doing.
That's right.
TJ.
That's
No.
right.
no, like that was an accurate description.
Seasick muscle.
Yeah,
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I don't know what the seasick part is.
What?
Well, 'cause I'm so
Seasick?
pale.
What does that mean?
'Cause I'm
you
so
don't have
pale.
the dark,
Yeah, I don't have the
olive
complexion.
skin of a
Yeah.
Muslim.
Seasick?
a seasick, like
seasick.
like about to
oh,
puke. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, like okay. I didn't realize what the word we were talking about here.
I got you.
Seasick Muslim. What the fuck, TJ? That's racist
Um,
as shit.
Yeah, I'm dumb.
Or
Terrible,
whatever.
terrible person.
Xenophobic as shit. I don't guess that's really a race.
I
right?
look like a seasick bearded person from another country.
You look good though. I think. Just
Thank
to be
you.
clear.
I'm gonna try to grow the beard out a little bit longer now.
I shaved right before this. Like I don't know that I can like actually do a beard. I let it get long. Oh yeah, Dabbling Dads is selling out for us.
Everyone
yeah.
hit that like button.
Yeah, that's what it
comment,
is.
subscribe,
Yeah, no, I've got too much pride to say it, but
ding the
but
bell,
we-
motherfuckers.
we appreciate you, Dabbling Dads.
Fuck yeah, man. That's
Hey,
that's smart,
Pimping ain't easy.
but it's necessary. What else you got? You got another topic to bring up?
Not off the top of my head. I know you had a couple things jotted down. I don't know
I bet.
anything specifically, but I mean, yeah. What you got, TJ?
Nothing in my notepad, but I'll tell you this. I've been trying to watch like more movies and shit lately. Just
Oh,
because,
try to get
like,
caught up.
I don't know. I just felt like I never have seen any movies. So, what did we watch?
There was
I
a-
did
there
watch
was-
We've been watching though.
There was a thing that I wish I would have screenshotted that was
Oh.
going around. That was going around Twitter for a while. That was like, how many of these 100 movies have you seen?
Really?
I bet Levi and Dabbling Dads have seen like, I mean, it's 100. So I mean, if you've seen 90%, you've seen
90.
But yeah, 90.
Well,
But again, you know how it is. Like you're scrolling through and you're like, oh, that's interesting, and then you
Right.
keep going, and then later in the day, you're like, fuck, I wish I'd known like where to find that. I
Kyle,
think I know who posted it though. I might be able to find it and go
Yeah.
back through. But I mean, it goes from like Citizen Kane to like Kill Bill. Like it's like all that shit is like in there, and so you can. But I think all the movies. Now, like I said, y'all have definitely seen more than I have. I figure it'll be Levi, the Dabbling Dads, and then me, and then TJ will probably be last.
Oh, I'll be dead last.
If we did our whole group.
Yeah.
No, they did do the
if-
original Star Wars trilogy as one movie because it's
funny.
like you've either seen them all or you've seen none of them.
Yeah.
Like
that's probably a true statement. Steven would honestly do better than me if
Steven would probably Steven would probably win. Honestly, he'd probably beat everybody.
My favorite
Kevin
movie
would
is
be up there. He'd probably seen a
my
bunch.
favorite movie is that one where that train's going through that tunnel and it's. That's a joke.
Throw Mama from
You remember,
oh,
you remember that when the train was coming toward the people? It was like the first movie ever with like, sound and stuff.
oh, yeah, like
No.
yeah.
Fucking
He's talking
around.
about like the old when there was like no sound. So like
It was
you
like the first movie with
like-
sound or
like
something.
there was literally a person playing piano in the movie theater.
My mind was instantly spinning. I thought it was like the Murder on the Orient
But there's
Express.
stuff though. But you'd be surprised. Like Memento was on that.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
that was a good movie.
Oh, Steven said a good one too. Snowpiercer, also a good train movie.
Train movie.
Train movies.
I've never.
Oh, not
Top
that,
10
not, that
train
kind, not that
movies.
kind of train movie, y'all.
Oh yeah!
Don't get too excited.
Riley Reid gets a train run on her. It's my favorite train movie.
That's a good one.
Are you the conductor?
I'll be the caboose, baby. No, best train movie. That's a good question.
Well, I don't even know
The
what
train
to
the train to
say
Busan is actually a decent like
about that. I mean,
foreign film with
what's
zombies.
what's the fucking Christmas one?
The
Yeah.
Polar Express.
Polar Express. I
Express.
mean, that's a train movie. I mean, Mission Impossible 1
I would say-
largely took place on a train.
I would say the Murder on the Orient Express is probably my favorite. train
Yeah,
movie.
no, yeah. Shit, I'm trying. to
Harry
think.
Potter and it's got their fucking train.
Station 9.5, 9
9 3/4.
Yeah, Dabble Dad said Mission Impossible 1. That was a pretty good
Yep.
train movie. It's like a bullet
Was.
train, but it's a train.
There's also one with Liam Neeson.
Yeah, comedy, right?
No, Liam Neeson.
Oh,
It's not a comedy. It's
he said Liam
um,
Neeson. That guy's not funny.
Stephen or anybody in the chat.
I was thinking Leslie
Liam
Nielsen.
Neeson, the commuter, I think is what it was called, with Liam Neeson, where he's on a train and there's like a hostage situation going on.
Unbreakable had a train in the a train wreck in the very
train wreck in the
beginning.
That's true too.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, we done talking about trains. Man.
WHT, the one with Denzel Washington.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, Pelham 123 too. I
Yeah,
forgot about that.
I remember
There's
that.
Speed,
Oh.
Speed was on a fucking train for a large portion.
No, it's on a
What?
bus.
What weren't they on the
never
train
saw
at one
that.
point? Well, oh yeah,
No, the whole movie's
No,
premise
but,
is the
but
bus.
once they got off the bus, though, they got onto a high speed train, and Sandra Bullock was like tied to one of the poles inside of it or whatever, while the bomb dude was like fighting with Keanu in that. Someone double check me on that.
Well,
but
this
once,
is that right?
Once they got off the bus, and
I
they
honestly
were doing all
don't
the other
remember
stuff.
what happened after they got off the bus.
Looping back earlier, the chat wanted us to talk about the difference between jumping like
Onto a train that's moving
if you're
versus in a
inside
train.
of a train or on top of a train and you're jumping up in the air.
What
Is that
about
what they were talking about?
Yeah, like-
basically.
Well, you're going to get a lot more wind hitting you if you're on top.
right. That's
So it's
true.
going to knock you back more. If
All
you're
those
inside.
westerns always ended up with like a fight on top of the trains.
Yeah.
All those old school westerns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
Steven
you
said
had
only-
you had to duck when the tunnel come.
That's right. That's right.
Steve
Yeah.
said only at the end on Speed. Yeah.
They were on a train at the I
At the
honestly
end,
don't
yeah.
remember the end of Speed.
Well, they
the last scene of Speed that I remember is Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock letting themselves down through the bottom of the bus because you know all buses have a bottom hatch on
Right.
them that just goes right through the middle of the axle.
Yeah.
And then they get out, and then that bus crashes into an airplane
No,
that
yeah,
they
so-
didn't move for
right.
some reason.
So they went on to
That was
the
a good move.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
They went on the airport and then they do that whole part, but then the guy's still at large, and then they go track him down, and that's where they get on the train.
Yeah, I remember that they had to do that, but I don't remember at all what happened after that. It's funny how once you get past like the hook of a movie, like you just kind of stop caring.
But yeah, I think to your point about the train question, I think the elements, the wind and all that stuff or whatever outside the train, I feel like it's pressurized inside the cabin of the train and stuff like that, so you're not being affected the same way.
Yeah, if you're gonna jump up inside of a train, the air inside the train is moving the same speed you are. So you're gonna jump inside of a train just the same as you would jump on flat ground.
Okay.
While on top, you're fighting against the wind the whole time.
Against the wind. But you would think though, inside the train you would jump and
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 it
the
would-
train would like move forward and you would fall down in a
I mean,
different spot.
Yeah,
but
it's
the
interesting.
air is going with the train.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to like. You're going forward. You jump up. I mean, if you had like Michael Jordan hang time,
I do.
you would probably go back a little bit.
But yeah, but you're on the platform that's moving at that speed, so if you jump up,
Yeah, you're like
Oh, sorry,
a
sorry,
yard
sorry.
away from the
Yeah,
mic.
sorry. So if you're on a platform and you're going the same speed as the train or whatever, so when you jump up, you still have a lot of momentum going with you too. Technically,
Yeah, I guess your body is actually moving at that
Yeah,
speed.
the inertia or whatever.
So like whether
Yeah.
you feel like you're moving at that speed or not, you are moving at that speed. So when
Hey,
you jump,
When I was a kid, I used to have this like argument with my dad. Not really an argument, more like a debate. And my thing was is if you were in the back of like a like the trailer of like an 18-wheeler and it's empty, and you're in the back of it, the truck is going exactly like 60 miles an hour.
Okay.
And you're at the front of the trailer facing backwards, and you can throw a baseball exactly 60 miles an hour out the back of the out. So
Okay.
you're throwing the ball at the exact same speed that the truck is moving,
right?
but opposite of the truck.
Right.
Like, what would happen to the ball? Like, would it just fall dead, straight down? Would it like be carried with the truck? What would happen? Well, what do y'all think would happen? We used to talk about this a
yeah,
lot.
that's interesting.
Are you? Do I need to repeat it for you?
yeah,
You with me?
repeat it. Yeah.
Okay, so you're in the back of a tractor trailer, and like the only reason why this
Yeah.
is the analogy is to sort of eliminate the wind. But let's just assume the back door is open. The truck is moving exactly 60 miles an hour one way. You're facing the rear of the truck,
Yep.
and you throw a baseball at exactly 60 miles an hour, the opposite way of the truck. What happens to the ball?
Damn, that's a good question,
Uh,
bro.
I think it would come out. I don't know. I think it would come out faster.
You think it would go like, so like at the point when you let go of the ball, assuming that you could, the ball didn't have to speed up, you
hold
could
on.
just let go and it was going 60 miles an hour. You think it would bounce like backwards, like it would go, and it would hit, and it would go
I
like
think-
away from you.
I don't know. I think it would depend on the rotation of the ball. If it had any rotation.
No, I think
The-
it just goes out the back door as if you were throwing it on flat ground. Like I think you're throwing it 60 miles an hour behind you.
So
Because you're not gonna let go of it. And it's gonna just stay put and let the truck leave it and it fall flat. That's what you're imagining
Okay.
in a way, right?
I know the answer to this because I've seen like a video of people
Well, talk us through
reproducing
it.
this.
Talk us through this.
Well, I want to see like what y'all's thoughts are beforehand
Yeah.
because I spent like my entire, or not my entire, but a big portion of my childhood, like with this kind of in the back of my brain,
Yeah.
like what would happen.
I think the ball would go out the fucking truck. I mean, you're talking about throwing it towards the back end of a tractor trailer.
But you're moving
inside it.
60 miles an hour,
Yeah,
and you're throwing the ball 60 miles an hour the opposite way. So you think like TJ, it's going to go 60 miles an hour
Out.
away
Yeah.
from the truck.
That's what
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna go. So assume you pass the sign at the exact same point that you let the ball go.
Mm-hmm,
It's going to go whatever several yards backwards
Yeah, I
of the
think so.
truck.
I think so.
past that
So
sign.
Dab on Dads is saying need a frame of reference.
Right. That's why I said the sign. Yeah. So when you let go of the ball, assume there's a sign there. But whatever. The point where you let go of the ball, what's it going to do from that point? Because once you let go of the ball, it's going as fast as it's going to go.
Yeah.
It's only going to get slower from that point. So
I think
so
it's
what's it gonna
just
do
the
then?
same as me throwing it from flat ground.
Yeah, that's what
what I
I'm
think.
kind of thinking too.
Just the same. So the
Yeah.
truck going 60 miles an hour
Doesn't
doesn't
affect
matter
it.
at all.
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think it does either.
Okay.
Because you're going at 60 also.
Well, they did a video of it, and they had basically like a I don't know, it was like a cannon or what, but like what would throw a ball, and so they did the thing like they would do on MythBusters. You know, where they
Yeah.
went past the slow motion camera with like all the squares, and they hit the ball at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
so it matched all the same thing. The ball hit and dropped dead.
For real?
Dead, like it was dead, like somebody just dropped it out of their hand. Boom, straight
Are you
down.
kidding me?
So if you're going 60 miles an hour, you cannot throw a ball out the back of a truck.
Unless you could throw it 61 miles an hour.
You'd have to throw it 61 miles an hour, then or more, and then it would go out the back of the
Damn,
truck.
I didn't realize my arm was
That's
that good.
wild.
Wow.
Wow,
I don't know.
bro.
That is kind of wild, though.
I
didn't think
didn't
about
know
that.
either. Like my thought is that the ball would follow you. Like you would throw it and it would start, but then it would like.
Yeah.
That was honestly my thought. I honestly was very surprised to see the ball stop just dead in its tracks.
That
But I
is
mean,
surprising.
it did. It left that machine and it was like you just dropped it straight out of your hand.
That's
and
wild,
it went
dude.
right and hit the ground.
That's wild.
Crazy.
All right,
Crazy.
here's a question.
That's interesting.
If you could take a fastball from Nolan Ryan to the stomach,
Oh, I think I've heard this.
and I'm just making this up, so if you've heard it, that's incredible.
Oh,
A
okay.
fastball to the stomach from Nolan Ryan, or like a stomach kick from John Jones.
No, there was a similar one to this. It was like that. It was like take a fastball from that,
Yeah.
be tackled by like Ray
Ray
Lewis or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
something like that. Or be punched by like Mike Tyson in his prime.
Oh.
Like what are you picking?
I'm not taking the Mike Tyson
Fuck,
punch, that's for sure.
dude.
Now, with the Ray Lewis hit, do we get to wear pads? Like football pads? Because that makes a
I
big
would-
damn difference, because that's hard plastic.
I'm
and
taking
metal
that
can
Nolan
match.
Ryan ball to the.
Yeah, I would think you would be wearing pads.
I'm taking the football hit.
I was thinking I would take the football hit too.
I'm taking Nolan
I'm
Ryan,
not taking the
baby.
Mike Tyson. That's
No.
last.
That's
No,
dead
sir.
last. Yeah,
I'm not getting
fuck
hit in the
that, man.
face by Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
No.
there's no fucking way.
You
Because
flop.
ever since TJ told me that he used to visualize like punching through someone's face, like
That's
he
what he
imagined
said.
his fist coming out the,
The
back
back.
of their skull. I was just like, man, that's fucking scary as shit,
Yeah.
man. I'm not fucking with that guy at all.
He is scary as shit.
It wouldn't matter at all, Stephen. If the engine was in the back of the front, you're still going the same speed.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way the engine would matter is if you were like
Yeah.
turning or something. I
Yeah.
mean, you're still going the same speed.
Ferra-
Oh, sorry. I was like, I'm not trying to be an asshole to our. Well, actually, I found out the YouTube doesn't play our comments when you listen back to it.
Well, it's because these are live chat comments versus
I know,
actual
but
comments.
why shouldn't
Yeah, you can
they
still see
play?
'em. You
Yeah,
still
if
see
you,
'em.
if you hit,
You just gotta go in the
if,
right
if you hit,
spot.
if you hit play on the video, there's an option where you can hit the live chat and
Yeah.
you can see the chat as
He just
it
doesn't put
happens.
it on there as regular
Oh,
chat.
okay. Well, I fucked it up then. Anyhow,
Yeah.
Steven said, how would it result if the train being propelled by an engine at the back of the assembly rather than being pulled by a traditional.
I mean,
it wouldn't matter at all. You're going the same speed.
Yeah, Lamborghini functions the same way as a Mustang. I mean, it's the engine placement doesn't matter. It's still traveling the same speed.
Yeah, a Volkswagen Beetle or Lamborghini is
Lambo.
still going 60 miles an hour. Got it right about the vectors. Man, I haven't got the vectors yet in my calculus classes, and from what I'm hearing, no, actually I have. We did get into that in Calculus 1. I couldn't tell you anything about it, so I would need a rehash. Punch by Mike Tyson had with the helmet from Ray Johnson. No, Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson.
I mean, oh wait, hold on. They're asking the question. Punch by Mike Tyson or hit in the head with the helmet from Randy Johnson. Hit in the head with a helmet?
No, you're wearing a helmet and a fastball. Randy Johnson's a pitcher, a really fast pitcher. So it's a fastball pitch to the head wearing a helmet, or a punch to the face with Mike Tyson.
Oh fuck!
I'll take the wearing a helmet fastball to the head
I don't know, man.
because I'm wearing a helmet.
But the helmet is.
If I wasn't
still,
wearing a helmet, I'd take the Mike Tyson punch in that scenario.
But I mean, the helmet's not doing that much. I mean, the helmet's just keeping you from getting your like head dented in.
Well, yeah, and that's all I need. It's my moneymaker.
Oh man, I don't know, man.
I trust the helmet. I'll take the helmet.
When the ball dips straight down, they cancel each other. Yeah, Dabbling Dads. Yeah, when the speeds straight up cancel each other is what this video was showing. It was a very much a
I wanna see the video.
MythBuster style
That's
video.
interesting.
Yeah.
If I find it, I'll definitely send it to y'all, and we can
Put
post
a
it
link
to the
in
Whiskey
the
Bros
link in the
thing.
description
sure.
or something. Yeah,
Man, it's like it's been a while now since I saw it. So
Been a while.
weird.
Wearing a helmet.
Man, that's tough, though.
honestly, I have no idea. They're like, dude, getting hit by a baseball in a helmet is going to fuck you up. Like, you're going to get a concussion.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. I'm still thinking like a leg kick from like a what's his name, Justin Gaethje or something. Like a low leg kick would be among the
Mike
worst things
Tyson
you could
punch
take
to the
too.
face. Yeah, I'm honestly thinking I'm kind of the same way. Like Mike Tyson punch, like, I mean, it's going
But are we
to
talking
fuck
about
you
Mike
up.
Tyson in his prime or Mike Tyson now?
Yeah, we're talking
Either way.
prime.
I know
Have
he's
you
still
seen him in a
great.
bag right now? I
I
would
know.
take one right now, dude.
No,
About
but
the
I
fight
think
coming up.
I think for sake of argument, we're still talking about
Prime.
What the fuck happened to this fight? This fight was supposed to happen in October, then it went to November. Like, where are we at?
I think they only pushed it
I know
once.
it's
I
like
think
Cyberpunk now. It's just I'm pushing it back.
Well, apparently, who's Tyson fighting?
Roy Jones Jr.
From what I heard, Roy Jones thought this was more of like a
exhibition.
exhibition
Yeah.
fight, and then he saw Tyson training, and he was like,
Oh,
"Hold,
shit,
hold
yeah.
on now, this dude looks like he's actually going to try to murder me."
Yeah, right. I know it. Hey, you mentioned Cyberpunk. I don't know anything about this game, Levi, but I'll tell you that Run the Jewels this week, and I haven't listened to it yet, but released a single that's supposed to be featured on that soundtrack.
Well,
so
we
I
talked
haven't
about
heard
this
that.
game on the last podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
was I
but
going to the
it was a
bathroom?
piss break. Yeah.
Was it?
Yep.
Okay.
But whenever he exits, he says it's now your time for video games.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
maybe.
we've been playing
Any-
a lot
any-
of chess online and stuff lately.
Yes,
Some
we
of us
have.
have been, and
Well, I hadn't. Y'all been
you ain't
playing
got any on
chess?
that chess? Get on that chess game, bro.
Wait, what do I got to do?
Get on chess.com app.
Is this so it's a phone app that'll go
Yeah,
like between Android and
Yeah.
iPhone?
I'll show you which
Just
one
a
it is
yeah.
because I've been doing it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, it's good. No, it's really good. And actually, the computer AI is actually really fun to play against and difficult as well. And it teaches you some stuff too.
God, I don't need something else to get obsessed.
My
with.
problem is though, is like Levi, I've been playing with you for like games that've been taking multiple days.
Right.
And the problem is like
Right.
if I play a game of chess, I'm okay. But when I stretch a game out to where I have to pay attention while I'm driving or something to look at it, I always fuck up. So I gotta like not play it until I'm like on the toilet or sitting down somewhere.
I fuck up with speed chess though because I've been trying to play randoms and the AI with like a speed clock. I mean,
Yeah.
God, like I'm not the snap decisions on some of these moves because I'm like fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
God, I hate myself sometimes though.
I love how they're still talking about the punch and things like that. But
Oh, I mean, it's a
No.
that's a good topic of conversation.
here's something
for
I
sure.
learned about chess though that kind of changed my perspective of the game. And I don't know whether it's for good or for worse or whatever. But because talking about these chess masters, like these chess geniuses, that's like done it all. Like a lot of them are not really necessarily that good about strategy. I mean, maybe they are, but with chess, there are a finite number of
Yeah.
chess games that can be played,
So memorization.
right?
Yeah.
So whenever they see their opponent making a move, they start adjusting themselves to the way the games work where the person wins based off what they're doing.
Yeah.
So they keep just adjusting their game like down to that. So now they're incredibly smart as fuck.
Right.
But it's like different than it's a different kind of smart than what you would expect.
It's like statistically speaking, when someone uses this opening, this is statistically the best way to approach that.
Well, yeah, I think it's like a what's
I was
like
gonna
the
compare
graph system, like a flow chart.
Mhm.
Like they're like, okay, they went a night to here, so let's cut out this
okay,
entire
flow chart.
strategy and let's go this way.
Yeah.
And like they just keep working their way down until they win.
Well,
That's why
I compare
that
it to,
kid can hold on. That's why that kid can play like fucking like 8 people at the same time.
Yeah.
He just walks around and goes, okay, this, okay, this,
Yeah.
okay, this.
Yeah.
It's not like
Bobby
he's sitting
Fischer.
and analyzing the board. He just has like a photographic memory and a ridiculous memory for chess games.
Right.
Which is probably why Levi's probably going to beat fucking everybody.
Well, it's very much like a Rubik's Cube. So I decided to I decided to pick up a Rubik's Cube
exactly.
because I didn't realize that there was like a formulaic approach to
Yes.
a Rubik's Cube.
Yes.
So you can literally come up to it and you see that it's a certain way, and there's like an actual pattern that you flip the Rubik's Cube around to solve a side, and then once you solve one side, you flip it over and then you attack it from a different way. I mean, I've gotten to where I can do it almost routinely now.
Dang.
But it's kind of crazy to see the people who do the speed cube stuff.
Bring
it's
a Rubik's
insane.
Cube over the next time. I need you to teach me because I feel really dumb that I can't
have
do it.
actually my podcast book has notes on moves and stuff like that because I remembered. I was like, all right, so when I see this is what
I've
I need
watched
to do.
those competitions though where they have the Rubik's Cube and they like let the people look at it but they can't touch it.
Right.
And then they like cover it up, like they got so much time to look at it, they cover it up, and then they let both people at the same time, and they're like, brrr, and like both of them solve it in like fucking like 6 seconds or some crazy shit like that.
Well, the thing that's kind of crazy is, like once you memorize the moves, and I can get it to where I can get every side figured out except for 2. And then once you get down to the last 2 sides, that's where it gets really tricky because if you make one false move, it fucks the whole thing up, and then you have to start over.
That's wow.
So you have to get the sequence right in order to get it right. But I mean, that's a memorization thing, like you said. That's why those people who do it by speed, it's all about
It's all
that.
memorization. I wonder
So-
if my grandmother, what she did, because she would work Rubik's Cubes successfully always. If I would go over there and mess it up, and then when I came back, it would always be fixed. I wonder if she like knew the pattern or if she was just fucking like figured it out.
I used to have one, and I could get to the point where I could get one side right, and I could get all the colors around the edge right.
Right.
Because I realized like you can get like all the whites, but if the edges of those don't match up, well then you didn't get anything.
Right.
Right.
But I could get to there, and that was as far as I could ever get.
Okay.
Like I've never successfully solved a Rubik's Cube.
I can show you. It's not as
Oh,
bad.
I want to learn that.
I watched some YouTube videos, and then once I was able to just go off my mind and just remember it and then solve it, it was like the most gratifying thing. It's like, fuck, yes, I did it.
What? Because I can still do the Cracker Barrel game without thinking about
Yeah.
it. Like
Right.
I can knock that shit out so fast
And leave
that,
one?
and leave one that people can't even like. They're watching me intently.
Once you get the pattern down, it's
But they can't figure it out. But I 100% learned that pattern on my own.
Yeah.
We went to Cracker Barrel so much, and did they? No, the Cracker Barrel was the only place that had those, right? They didn't have those
Yeah.
at Shoney's or anything.
That's
which,
something
which
I
by the way,
remember.
from like a germ standpoint, it's so gross. Them things.
Well,
I
they
sat
got
there-
rid of them right now, so they don't have them for
Oh
Corona.
yeah, but when we were kids,
That
like
makes sense.
we didn't have fucking iPads or phones or shit. Like you had to entertain yourself in some way. So I was like, I'm determined. Well, then I would leave one. Well, then I couldn't remember what I did to leave one.
yeah.
So then the next time I would leave like 5 or I would leave 4, and so then I had to like keep doing it. But man, when I finally got the pattern down,
You were like, fuck
I
yeah.
could just roll through it. And what's funny, what I always had fun was doing around a bunch of drunk people because like they really couldn't like keep
Yeah.
up with what I was doing. So then they were like, "Fuck, I got this." So then they would like try to like do it again. Once again, you're just memorizing what you did. It's not like I'm smart. I just put the time into like
Yeah.
most people. Most people you think are smart are not as smart as they are. They just they put forth the
Disciplined or
effort.
something, yeah.
Yeah, to learn.
I was always an ignoramus.
So
ignoramus is when you left 4.
Yeah, or no, I thought ignorance were or what? No, pretty smart was 2.
Pretty smart.
Pretty smart was 2.
I-
3 was just plain dumb.
Dumb.
Yeah, I love how
Four
we're
is an
from pretty
ignoramus.
smart to just plain dumb with just
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, 1.
I
difference.
like how every now and then I would leave 5, and I'm like, oh shit.
You don't
Like,
even,
I'm
you're
not
so
even
dumb they don't
ranked.
rank you, bro.
Yeah, like they're gonna like come get me.
So Kyle had asked a little while back in the comments or whatever about who beat who in the chess or whatever. So what matches have you all played? I've only played you and Tyler once each.
Yep. I've played you and Tyler, and I lost to you, and I beat Tyler. So I'm
2-0 right now. But this second game we got going, man, you had me dead to rights at one point,
and then you fucked it up.
I fucked it up.
Oh
Yep,
no!
fucked
Well,
it up.
he forgot the.
I forgot the
about
king to kill me.
He could take out a
He
piece.
he done took out 2 motherfuckers with a king.
Oh, dude,
I was like, you bitch.
the king's
Yeah.
like just owning it.
He
Yeah.
had me cornered, man. I thought for sure it was like completely dead to
I'm
rights.
gonna get in when y'all get good enough, and,
Okay.
and then I'll start.
Oh, when we raise our,
Yeah.
you taught me to play chess, so I can't argue with you right now about
I'm-
this.
So, Al, let me ask, and let me ask y'all in the
Please.
chat too. So, when y'all are playing chess, do y'all come out with like a Pac-Man pattern? Like,
Pronounce that weird.
Chaz.
You said Chaz.
oh, did I? Chess. Sorry.
We both looked at each other like, what?
I'm
Pac-Man
sorry.
pattern?
Let me get some more E.H. Taylor. Pac-Man pattern. Y'all know this thing? Like,
I don't know this.
Back in the day, when everybody played Pac-Man, you had a Pac-Man pattern. So everybody had their same opening
Oh,
from
yeah.
Pac-Man.
Yeah.
They would go their same way and their same this, and that was their
Yeah,
pattern.
I mean, I definitely have a preferred pattern, but I don't feel like I'm
Yeah,
married to it or anything
Yeah,
like that.
I adapt to whoever I'm playing
Yeah.
against. And honestly, it's not a favorable opinion for a lot of people in chess or whatever. But if I've played someone a couple times and I realize that they're really good with their knights or their bishops or whatever, I will gladly sacrifice a piece
Yeah.
to take out their pieces that they're
Yeah,
good
you
with.
you did that, and I was surprised because I put mine in harm's way because I was like, well, he won't give up a fucking bishop to take out a knight, but you did.
Oh
so
yeah,
I was like,
gladly.
okay,
Because I suck
He
with my,
does.
I suck with my bishops. I will give them up every time.
yeah,
But some people are, if you can get really good using both the knight and the bishop or whatever, they can be more lethal than anything. But the queen is
Well, but
the
I
queen
think,
is king. I mean, let's be
but
real.
see, that's what I think. That's the problem with like playing people in chess, though. Like that shit's amateur. If you're fucking owning with like a knight and bishop, it's because those people are too fucking stupid to understand. Like because those are your most awkward pieces,
moving
right?
pieces, yeah.
So like they're just not paying attention. That's where it can come from.
Well, the
So
thing
then
that's
they
cool,
get beat.
the thing that's nice about Knight, even though it moves in a funky ass weird thing, is it can actually get behind enemy lines
Yeah.
versus the
Right.
other pieces cannot. So,
Right. When I was younger and Mom was teaching me about chess, apparently there were some rules where the knight couldn't cross like an enemy piece. But I've never seen anybody else play that.
That's
Have y'all seen
Never
that?
heard that. No.
So yeah, so like you know how it kind of moves in an L. If
Yep.
there was like a pawn or something in that L, then it couldn't go.
I've never heard that.
I've never
yeah.
heard that either, and so I don't know if maybe like
I think
she
it's a specific
misunderstood the game, or maybe they were playing
house
under different
rule.
rules.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I'd never heard that either, and any electronic chess never made me do that. Now I will say, I still don't understand the rule of castle and
That's
king.
exactly what I was thinking of. I don't get that.
I
one either.
don't understand that at all.
I do. I get it. I
Okay,
mean,
please explain it.
you move the king over 2 pieces and then flip the rook over
But
to
wait,
the other side.
hold on. You're going, but if you move your king, you've completely fucked yourself over in a castle, right?
So the rook and the king have to be in their original positions in order for this.
And
And
even-
when I say original positions, they cannot have moved. At
Right,
all.
right.
Okay.
They can never move. But hold on. Okay, so
And just like your pawn,
So-
it can move 2 spaces off the jump, but once it's out of its original position, it can
right,
only move 1 spot.
But either rook can do it with the king, right?
yes,
And so wait, what do they do now?
the king moves over 2 spots, and then the rook goes onto the opposite side of the king.
Okay, so it's 2 spots from the king because depending on which rook you pick,
So if you
it's
go,
how far the rook moves.
So the rook that's on the one side is gonna be a tighter twist versus the other one. It's gonna be there's 5 spaces versus
Okay,
4.
the rook is always right on the other side of the king from its original position.
Well, there's a queen, so I mean it's an even number across the side. So one rook on the left hand side or the right hand side, whichever. I'm getting confused right now. But there's 5 spaces on one side and 4 spots on the other, I think.
Right, but either one rook would be in the queen spot, or the other rook would be in the bishop spot.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
But you move the king over 2 spots and then flip the rook onto the other side. That's a castle.
Oh, so it wouldn't be in the queen or bishop spot then. So the king has to go over 2
spots
places.
and then
Yeah.
flip the rook over.
Okay.
I just like this is funny because this is a rule that I didn't know until I'd been playing chess for a little bit before I even knew this was a rule.
That's because I didn't teach it to you.
Yeah,
Because I had fucking I didn't know how it worked.
But that's a good point. Tyler had put that, allows your rook to get out, and that's absolutely right. Because if you get those 2 rooks together, especially in game times or whatever, 2 side-scrolling pieces in one direction, you can end a game very quickly if you can get them out the back. It's just getting them out of the corners, and there's a reason why they're in the corner. Yeah, just a little bit more. But the
Right.
they're very powerful pieces, but they're hard to get out because of the way that they're pinned in the corners. So
That's why I play with the bishop so
damn
much.
pawns.
It's easier to get out.
Well,
Yeah, for
that's.
sure.
I mean, I like the rook, but that's the problem with the rook. It's such a pain in the ass to get out to do anything.
Well, in order to get out, technically a pawn has to be sacrificed.
Or you got to
really.
make like fucking
A
20
weird
moves,
20 moves to get out.
like get out to like do anything.
Yeah, but they're your defenders.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like the rook is like your late game.
Late game offense or late game
Yeah,
defense.
the board's getting cleared at this point. They can move wherever the fuck they want to move.
But there's so many sweet moves. You can get that queen in there and, pin that rook in the corner where you got somebody in check and you're just like, I'm getting one of those pieces. You got to protect your king, so that rook is mine. So
Yeah, and that's the way of being good at chess is memorizing those moves.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're there, I'm here. If I just do this, you don't have to be like a genius, but you can still remember like a handful of things.
Right.
I think the real fun moves is when you get somebody in a position where you put a queen in a position of power where they have something in front of your king protecting it, and basically it locks that piece in where they can't move it because as soon as they move it, their king's in check.
The protector fucks them.
Yeah. So I mean,
yeah, that always feels
the
good.
protector piece is literally locked to that spot unless you move your king, and nobody wants to move their king unless unwillingly. So I mean, it's just kind of a fun thing to.
Well, hey, was Chinese checkers really a Chinese thing, by the way?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Or was
used
it
to
like
play
how
a
we
lot.
call everything Chinese? We're like,
I don't know. I think
I only
game's-
played Chinese checkers with like 2 or 3 people. I feel like it would be a lot more fun if you had like 6 people. And
Oh,
you're
yeah.
all
Oh, for
playing.
sure,
I've
yeah.
never played like a full group Chinese checkers.
I thought about how great it would be to have a 4-person chessboard set up. If you could somehow make the neutral zone even, have 4 people
I would do
sit
it.
around playing chess. Anybody could take out anybody.
Nah,
and
I
you're
feel
all-
like,
there's so much chaos.
No, because you're just gonna get in a Survivor or like Fall Guys mode where it's like, well, this guy's the weakest. Everybody's gonna gang
But
up
still,
on
it
him.
would be fun to play a little bit.
It's gonna feel like Monopoly though. You're just gonna be like, well, I'm fucked.
I'd
And
like
it's
to
just
try
it's just
this.
a long. Once you're done, like you're just done. Like once the other 3 decide they're taking you out, there's nothing you're gonna be able to do. They're taking you out. That's gonna suck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be willing to try it. I think it could be fun still.
I
don't
think
know.
I think it would fucking suck, man. And
Flip-
then,
flip
but
the
then,
script on
in
them
theory,
bitches.
though, it's
the
nice.
strategy would be of the people that are left. That would be like real world strategy. So like
Yeah.
they're trying to take them people out.
Yeah.
While it's trying to get the other 2 to
Right.
commit themselves a
See?
little too hard, while you back off enough to try to fuck them.
That's some Big Brother shit. You
Yeah.
like everybody thinks they're moving in the same direction, and
I-
somebody flipped the script and
I
fuck
don't-
somebody.
I don't like that.
or
I
you-
like this. We're inventing this shit.
Or
I
you be,
don't
or you
like
be like
this.
there's always this like in Survivor. There's always that one person who's just quiet, does okay at the challenges, but doesn't stir up shit.
They always
makes it
win.
all the way.
They
to
win
final.
on Survivor.
and then is like I think her name was Tina on the first season or something like that. And then she's like, but everybody loves her. She's so sweet. And then she wins the whole damn thing. You're just like, fuck. I was winning all them challenges, but I was a dick to everybody.
Are we talking about
yeah.
Big Brother right now?
No, Survivor.
Oh, I was about to say
Either one.
Whatever.
the
It's
first
same
season of Big
principle.
Brother was the gay guy won it. Of Survivor, the gay
Yeah.
guy won it. The first season of Big Brother, the one-legged guy won it.
I thought there was a lady that won the first season.
Of Survivor?
Yeah.
No, it was that gay guy.
Yeah, it was definitely the gay
Oh yeah,
guy.
it's Richard.
Yeah.
Second season is the season I'm thinking about.
Yeah. Well, it always comes down.
It was her and this guy named Kobe
So,
or something like that. or
I watched a
Colby.
lot more Survivor than I watched Big Brother, but Survivor
too.
always come down to the guy that owned every challenge, or the girl, whatever, the person that owned all the challenges, and then the other person that was everybody's friend and everybody loved. It
Right.
always come down to those 2 people.
That's good.
Yeah, Richard
Richard
Hatch.
Hatch.
Yeah, that was his name. Yeah, evaded taxes on his winnings. Yep, that's right.
Attaboy,
I remember
Richard.
that. I remember that. Richard's like, yeah, fuck,
Fuck a bunch of
whoever
taxes.
was president then. Bush. Fuck Bush.
Probably Bush. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was president when you were born, Levi?
Reagan. I actually looked
You were
his
born
up-
in Reagan?
Yeah. So
I was too.
Reagan's term ended in '89, and I was born in '88. So
Oh, cool. Rock
Was
on.
I born during Reagan?
We were all born during Reagan then.
well,
what
I mean,
was his? What was his?
well,
term?
80,
Here at 2 terms.
well,
2
well,
terms, so
technically
8 years. So
88, I think, or 89 was his last year. So yeah.
The first election I remember was Bush Senior versus Clinton. I was in elementary school. That's the first election that I remember, and that would have been '92.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah,
and,
92.
right.
and-
I remember that too.
So I've been 10.
that would have been HW's second term, but he
No,
didn't-
HW didn't have a. Oh,
Yeah.
it would have been his
It
second
would have
term.
been
Yeah,
because he only served one.
yeah. And he lost to Clinton.
Clinton 2, Bush 2, and then Obama 2, and then Trump's 1.
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah. My. Yeah,
You know what's crazy though is I actually looked this up recently too. Jimmy Carter was president before Reagan,
Right.
and Jimmy Carter is still alive.
Right.
He's like 97 years old right now.
Yeah, he's old.
Oh yeah, he was like not that long ago. He was doing some kind of humanitarian something. Like he fell down or something and fucked himself all up. His face looked all shitty, and like he was like doing something. I don't know.
That's that peanut farmer. Jimmy Carter was a peanut farmer growing up.
I don't know that much about Jimmy Carter. I know like all the Republicans hate him, but that's about like all I really.
That's
know
all I
about
remember.
him.
He's a peanut farmer.
Yeah. Who's the best president of all time?
Fuck, man. I can't
Abraham
even,
Lincoln, baby.
Jesus, man.
I can't remember all the fucking presidents. I mean, it's like the early runnings and
Well,
then
listen,
the
Lincoln.
thing is, like,
and then,
it's not even a fair question because you're always going to go to like back to some president that
Yeah.
was a badass that you don't. No one even remembers all the shitty
All the
things. they
shitty
did.
things, I know.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, like,
it's,
I
it's going to be like
love-
Thomas Jefferson or
I
something.
love John Adams. I love the
Oh,
second
yeah.
president, John
Yeah,
Adams.
John
But-
Adams.
But he had some fucked up shit where he was like did some weird things, like
And-
stifling the press's ability of free speech.
Like
Like,
being
I
a
think-
slave owner and shit like that.
he wasn't actually. He was.
Oh, he wasn't.
John Adams was the only guy that was involved in the Declaration of Independence that was like anti-slavery at that time.
I still think it's
Man.
weird that we have like all the religious stuff and like our Pledge of Allegiance and all that when pretty much all the founding fathers were atheists.
Well,
Like how the fuck
but they
did
didn't
that
put
happen?
in the under God wasn't in the Pledge of Allegiance until like the 1950s.
Oh.
It wasn't originally in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I did not know that.
They took it out. There was like this debate to take it out because it wasn't an original thing. So it's like a legit debate.
What was the line before?
Well, it was
One
just
nation.
one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's just
Oh.
eliminated completely.
Who added the under God then?
I think it was in the 50s. I don't know exactly. You can look this up, but
Yeah,
I think it
but
was.
Wait,
it was in
who
those
was
50s.
who was president in the 50s then?
fuck, man.
Eisenhower? Grant?
Nixon? Oh, fuck, I
No,
don't know.
Nixon was in the 60s.
Fuck, dude.
Well, I mean,
don't
that's
know.
close.
Grant?
I don't know. I wish somebody would tell me the answers to
Hey,
this.
chat.
But yeah, so that was
No,
not an original thing,
But
though.
I would say FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Well, that was a good
was
point.
that the 50s? Maybe it
No,
was
he's saying who's the best president.
Best president.
though. And
And
he
I-
had-
and
he
Teddy-
was elected to 4 terms.
Ask Siri. Yeah,
And-
yeah, ask Siri.
And Teddy was fucking good, man.
Oh, there's my phone. I was like, where's my phone at? When was under God added to the Pledge of Allegiance? I didn't say, but
Siri's like, fuck
19
you-
June
fuck you, I'm not-
14th, 1954
Sorry, I don't know,
was
50s.
the resolution of Congress amending. So let's see.
It was a year before my dad was born.
Hoover? Eisenhower?
Honest
You're
Abe.
just saying all of
Oh, he's saying Honest Abe was the best president.
FDR elected to 4 terms, though. It's hard to argue that, you know.
Yeah. Well, it was time of war. I mean, you had to take action.
So
I mean, Honest Abe did. I mean,
Eisenhower was president during that. So
so Eisenhower's the one that did it. I did.
Well-
I mean, I said Eisenhower, but I said like 4
okay.
other presidents too.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
I don't know if I can actually get credit for it or not. But I mean, am I wrong that when Abe Lincoln was running for president, that he was like very much campaigning on keeping slaves and all this shit, and then
Well-
when he got president, he was like, nah.
I think he
We're not
was.
doing
I
it.
think he was trying to become a centrist. So he was campaigning. I think more along that. They had that program where if one state came in as a slave state, the next one had to come in as a non-slave state. They would try to balance the ticket.
How do I not know
He
about
was
this?
He was
I've never heard
supporting
this.
that. Yeah.
So if a state come in as a slave state, you could not come in.
The next state would be like a non-slave state.
But I mean-
they were trying to keep it equal.
But if they were like a slave area, they were just like, nope, you're out. Like,
I don't exactly know that, but I remember learning this in school that they would that they were trying to balance it out, so it'd go one and then the other like that.
such a weird thing. Like, can you imagine that?
Well-
Being like, we can only have like half.
Well, it's all
people owning
politics. It
people.
wasn't that Abraham Lincoln believed slavery was good. It was like, how can I
No, you're right. That's exactly what
win
it is.
enough?
That's what
enough
everything
voters,
is now.
yeah.
Like people now, like they freak out over politics. Like, how the fuck are they doing that? Like, it's politics. Like they
It's
don't.
always been
they,
that way,
yeah, yeah. They're believing whatever gets them paid, man. Like, Nobody gives a shit. Like, because people
Well,
are
yeah,
all pissed
it's
about Kamala Harris. Like, because her views have been all over everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
she's a politician. Everybody's views are all over everywhere.
They say what they need.
Trump
to.
was a Democrat earlier.
Yeah.
Now he's a Republican.
Well, shit. I mean, even me, if you look at MySpace posts, you know, I'd be wildly in a different direction than I am today. You know, like
True.
people change. That's just part of life.
True.
You should change.
Well, I don't think politicians change because what they believe. I believe they change for what gets them paid. I mean, or gets them votes, which gets them paid. I mean, that's
sometimes true.
I just don't believe any of this shit. It's like that salesman thing. Like,
Hey.
obviously, you believe what you're selling is the best thing in the world.
Right.
Like, why wouldn't you believe that?
Right.
You're the one fucking selling it.
Right.
Anything that pays my house payment is the best thing in the world.
Well, as a guy that's done sales, when you're selling something you don't believe in, it's miserable. It's the worst feeling.
It's
ever.
miserable for you.
Yeah, no.
I think a lot of people can do it and just they don't fucking care. Like
it's
they
miserable for me, yeah.
don't care. You don't want to
Yeah,
a lot of
you've
people
been
and you don't
there.
want to
Yeah.
fuck people over. I think you're. Oh, that's because we're friends. Like
Yeah.
you're a different kind of person. Like it's not the same.
It's miserable then, yeah.
Yeah, it would be miserable. It would be like it would be the same thing if you're a laborer and your supervisor's forcing you to use shitty materials.
Yeah.
Like you're building something that you know is going to fall down.
Right. Exactly right.
It's the same thing.
yeah. Yeah. How do you get up every day and go to work and do something that
Yeah.
you're not proud of? That's
Yeah.
that's what it boils
Yeah,
down to.
how do I
Yeah.
build something with my supervisor that lets me have half the amount of nails that I need to have?
Yeah. Fuck that
Right.
supervisor.
You know, like
Give me some nails, bro.
Well, and the truth is that supervisor's only doing it because his boss said that, and his boss is only doing it because the owner said that, and like
Right.
the problem is the laborer is the only person that actually knows what the fuck he's talking about, and everybody else is making the fucking decision.
Yeah, and they don't want to have to deal with that problem. So please fix it for me, so I don't have to deal
Yeah,
with it.
yeah, and they set up a hotline people can call in, like with Comcast operators. It's like, oh, I'm sorry that you're unhappy with this. How can we make this
Oh
better?
God.
Like when my
Fucking
goddamn
Comcast.
house fell down, I'm fucking like, I want another house. Like we appreciate the sensitivity of your issue here. Can we offer you a house at another house at a discounted rate?
That's funny.
You know, like, I mean that's where we are right now. That's the way everything works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
True story.
I'm looking at I don't know what you said that reminded me of this, but something did. I'm looking at I think I need a new cell phone now. Like I haven't gotten one in years now.
What? How old is it?
It's an iPhone 7 Plus. Is my
Okay,
main
well
cell
that's
phone.
not that old. My dad and
my dad. That
Yeah.
didn't work.
No, it's good. I liked it. My dad and my granddad are both rocking iPhone 4S's.
Oh, baby.
Well, if y'all know, like these are, this was like when 3G was new and out. That was
Okay.
the top tier. Like they were
Okay.
new and out because of that. Well, like Springfield, a neighboring city, I don't know what was happening, but they cut out all their 3G cell phone towers.
Damn.
So
Really?
like shit was just shut down. I mean, you know, all that shit's going out. 1G's out, 2G's pretty much out everywhere as far as I know. And so they cut that out. So yeah, like my dad and my granddad are like, well, we got to get new phones because like they're literally
it's
not
not
going to
working.
work anymore.
Right.
Like,
You know that term gets thrown around a whole lot, but I'm not sure I entirely know what that actually represents or stands for. What does 5G and 4G even mean?
well, there,
There's
yeah,
four gangsters that will hook you up
yeah.
to your phone.
Yeah,
You know, but
Yeah,
like
that's
a,
what it means.
a circuit board, like plugging that shit up. There you go.
I
Got you hooked up, bruh.
there is a literal meaning. I couldn't tell you what it is. I know that a bunch of them caught shit for 4G because apparently like it wasn't fast enough as it should have been to be to be calling it 4G. Then they come out with like 4G LTE, which I think is what 4G was actually supposed to be.
They're like light.
And now they're
I'm
moving
assuming.
on to 5G, which is I don't know, like from what I'm hearing with 5G, like you pretty well need like line of sight between you and the cell tower to
Yeah,
get 5G to work.
As a man that works in structural steel, I'm super stoked about all these 5G towers are going to have to build for this shit.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
but-
like the only places I know that 5G is like working well is when AT&T or Verizon, whoever's fucking hosting this sports stadium, they set one up,
Yeah.
and the shit is so crazy. They were able to like focus the 5G into just like the red seats. like that. Like
Damn.
that's how ridiculous this shit is.
Steven says it stands for generation, like fourth generation, fifth
Yeah,
generation.
that's exactly what it stands for.
Okay, gotcha.
But there is a literal term for this,
Okay.
a speed term for it. But yeah, that is what it stands for.
One of my customers like specializes in making like different like TV antennas and cell phone towers and things like that. And they have this room that's really creepy. If you were to like be knocked out and woke up in this room, you'd be like, "What the fuck?" is
Oh,
going
I've
on?"
seen apples. It looks like you're in Hellraiser.
Yeah, it's like it's like it's
Yeah, it
it
looks
blocks out all the signals. It's so they can test in these rooms. So it's got all of, like the soundproofing stuff,
Yeah.
everything, but it just looks fucking weird.
And they have it's like all these like foam spikes.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Like
exactly
everywhere. It looks like dude, if you got drunk and passed out and somebody put you in there and woke you up, you would think you were in hell.
That. Yeah,
Like
for
it,
sure.
It
What
looks
happened?
terrifying.
So that's good fun. I'm excited about it.
Cool.
Hey, I'm excited about us wrapping this up and me get some pizza now that I'm getting a
Oh,
little
we got
drunk.
pizza?
What are we doing? How long have we been
I got
going?
pizza and wings coming.
Well, I think we just eclipsed the
let's-
3-hour mark. So yeah.
Let's start to wrap, but I'd like to hear if
sure.
there's anything you want to point toward or talk about or any last
What-
closing thoughts here.
You
too.
talked about Cyberpunk earlier, but you never did get to like how you knew about that. Like
I only know about
what's-
it from Run the Jewels released a song and I seen it on their Instagram.
Oh, okay. I thought
all
you
I know
might
about
like there might be somebody like in on whatever.
No, I have
And-
no clue anything about it. Tell me about the game though. I'd be curious.
Well, we only know what we know. It's made by the company that made The Witcher 3, which is
Okay.
probably one of the best
Best games,
games
yeah.
ever to exist. As far as if you want to be able to make decisions and play the game your own way while still somewhat following a narrative, it's so good.
Well, it sounds cool.
But they've been making this game since before
Made a
they
Netflix show
they
about it.
even
So.
Oh, The Witcher. Well, The Witcher was a book series.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
oh
but
yeah.
but anyhow, they started making Cyberpunk before they were even done with The Witcher DLC.
Wow.
Nice.
So and this company is also known for being very much about the people. Like this game is coming out with no fucking enhanced edition. Even though I'd have bought it if they said it's instead of $60, it's $80, and you get these golden gun skins or whatever. I'd have fucking thrown it down.
Really?
Yeah. Like, but they're not doing that at all. Like they're like religiously against it. Like we are not doing that.
Damn.
Nope. We're not doing it. And so the game was supposed to come out last spring, and then they were like, no, it's not ready. And then it rolled down to October, and then coming back about August, they were like, nope, it's not ready, and they pushed it to November, which coming back to now. Well, now they're saying that the game is not exactly ready because they started the game with PlayStation 4 and all that shit in mind. They're like, we can't get the patches right, blah, blah, blah. So they're moving it back another month to December, like December 9th. And I'm like, dude, December 9th, like, that's the end of finals week for me. So fuck yeah.
That's
Like
perfect.
Like y'all are doing me a favor by moving this shit back. Like I'm gonna do better in my classes now because y'all pushed this back. But anyhow, so we'll see if it actually comes out or not. But anyhow, they get such a amount of love for the community because like they're not gonna make any more money for pushing it back. They're not. But they want this game to be great, and they're just.
So there's just a lot of pride in what they do.
Yeah, here it is. September 17th. April to September 17th. September 17th to November 12th. November 12th to December 10th. Yeah, so that's the way it got pushed back. And I think Stephen may even know. I think it even may have got pushed back before the
First of the year.
the April time. It may have
really?
been supposed to come out last year. Maybe I'm wrong about that though. So anyhow, the game takes you into this first-person view. You pick your own person, you pick your own background, and you're put in this city, and that's all we fucking know. Like
That's cool.
We're gonna see where it goes.
The
from
artwork looks cool from it.
there. Yeah,
It's futuristic, a lot of bright lights.
And
yeah.
Keanu's got like a little bit in
yeah.
it
And
too.
Keanu Reeves is a big. Well, I don't know. We don't even know
His character
his
looks cool
level
as shit.
involvement, but yeah, they busted that out as a surprise to everybody.
I hope he sings
So-
a song in it.
He might sing a song. I don't know. But anyhow, everybody
That's
just
cool.
has so much faith in this company because this company has always taken care of their fans before they've looked at profit.
Well, I might get that game just to keep around the house for the.
Oh,
Oh,
dude.
it
Oh,
looks
yeah.
amazing.
It-
But I'm scared now because they keep pushing it back. It makes me kind of pause.
The only reason they're pushing it back is because
To
of
make it better.
the PlayStation 5 and the whatever dumbass way Xbox names their shit now. Xbox
Yeah.
One S X.
Steven got one
whatever.
today. Steven, what's the new Xbox called?
X
Are the
Series S X something.
Something like
someone told me, a customer told me, and I don't know if it's right or wrong or not, that the PlayStation 5 was going to be backwards compatible to 4 games. Is that true?
To PlayStation 4, apparently, and I hope they continue this trend. The PlayStation 5 can play every single game from the PlayStation 4, other than like 4 games.
Yeah, that's it.
Dude.
I don't even know what that is, but I hope they keep this shit up because, like, I bought Final Fantasy VII Remastered on a physical copy.
Right.
Because I'm like, I don't know if y'all are going to keep supporting this
That's
shit.
true.
So I want to be able to, like, boot up my old PS4 and put the disc in if I decide I want to play this
Right.
again. And that's why I've already pre-bought Cyberpunk and that on PC because I can play fucking PlayStation 2 games on my PC that they've decided
Yeah.
to release. So
That's cool. Well, that's the only way I would consider like coming out quick and buying a PS5 if it's backwards compatible because we have so many games. I would just get another PlayStation 4 to put in a different room to kind of spread the kids around a little bit if it's not backwards compatible.
That's how Steven was because he's like, I've already invested in the controllers and the
Yeah.
controllers backwards compatible.
Well,
and stuff
the
too.
Xbox is a weird one like to come out because the Xbox has come out, but it's like what game? Like Steven, what game have you bought? Like there's
Well, he just got it today, so I mean, I doubt it. The only thing I know he downloaded to it was just some of the games he had that was
he
transferable.
already had. That's
Yeah.
the problem. Like they had no release titles.
Really? That's
PlayStation
interesting.
5 come out with Demon Souls remake,
the new Spider-Man game.
Spider-Man Miles Morales. What's that? God.
God of War? Are you talking about? Or
No. Shit.
I know they're doing God of War Ragnarok, which is a PlayStation
That's
exclusive,
but
which is
that's
gonna be
coming out
amazing.
next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Godfall, I think is the name of it.
Yeah, something like that. But Demon Souls, I know,
But like-
had your interest for sure.
Oh yeah, Demon Souls. Demon Souls is OG Dark Souls.
Demon Souls.
Demon
Hey,
Souls.
hey, Dads,
well,
real
Demon
quick,
Souls, Demon Souls is Dark Souls
I
beta.
think they
Is
love
basically
it.
what it is.
Okay. Well, hey, Dads, if you're still on here, I know you're commenting, so I just want to know when's y'all's next podcast?
They're doing tomorrow night.
podcast. Did they?
Yeah, on the chat it says see you tomorrow night. So
Well, I know, but what time? What time
Yeah,
are y'all
yeah.
doing this thing? Anyways, continue. Demon Souls.
Anyhow, like yeah, so they remastered it and it looks fucking great. And what's good about it is that a lot of people slept on Demon Souls, and so now people are getting to experience it new.
Is it so? It's a like a remake or
It's a remake. Like I've been watching people playing it, and I'm hitting like in chat like how because I never played the original. Like how true is this the original? And they're like it's damn near 1 for 1.
damn,
Or so they've.
that's cool.
But it looks very much like Dark Souls. I mean, it's like I said, it's like they made this game and they're like, we know what to do now, and then they made Dark Souls.
Gotcha.
It's kind of what happened. I feel like
That's cool.
So yeah, like I'm excited to play that. Spider-Man Miles Morales looks fucking
looks amazing.
awesome.
Yeah.
Is that the Black Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his
What-
backstory and his
he was in the
narrative is
Spider-Man
great.
for
The Spideyverse thing.
right.
Yeah.
But he was in the last PlayStation 4 Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
You didn't play him. Well, you did for those fucking shitty missions. But he was
Right, yeah.
he was a Spider-Man. But he went whatever. Anyhow,
He was
but,
in transition.
But now he's the main character, and he's pretty fucking cool. I got out of comic books before he became a thing.
Right.
But Into the Spider-Verse was such a fucking good movie. Did you ever watch it, TJ?
Hands down, best kids movie, and it's on Netflix. It's fucking.
It's the
great,
best
man.
everything movie. It's
The
good.
animation style, the story narrative, everything about it. It's comical. It's got good action thing. It's got good tearjerker kind of. It's a good balance. It won best animated film Oscar the year it came out for a reason because it's fucking great.
I saw this post on Reddit. It was last Christmas time. Somebody posted a picture of their living room, and they showed it was like 5 men watching it, and they were like, the youngest person is 6 and the oldest person is 86, and they're all loving this movie. And I'm like,
It was
that,
good.
That is like what else can you say about a movie?
Yeah, that's
if
great.
it spans that age range and everybody is like into it and loving it, like I mean, people I think are turned off because it's a cartoon, and I thought like I'm gonna get my kids into it because it's a cartoon. But no, it's just
It was really good.
yeah, it's just a good fucking story. It's an encouraging story. Like as soon as it come out on Disney Plus, I was like, bleh. Like I'm watching it. The art style is crazy. Like it's just it's so
3D
like
comic, but still very.
it's like it's almost bad, but then it's bad on purpose. Like they switch it out between
Right.
like good and bad depending on the emotion you're
That's
supposed to
cool.
be feeling in the scene.
yeah.
it's so good. Like I honestly cannot say anything bad about that movie.
No,
Honestly,
fantastic.
I don't know what a single critique would be of that movie.
Yeah,
It's damn near. It's a damn near perfect movie.
Damn.
It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter if you like. I don't like superhero movies. Great, you'll still like this movie.
Yeah,
you'll
okay.
still like it. It doesn't matter. It's that fucking good.
It was kind of a double strike for me though, because I don't watch a lot of superhero movies and I don't watch a lot of cartoons.
The-
Like I do watch some cartoons, I do watch some superhero
You
movies.
should get Trenton on this one.
I
for
understand
sure.
it.
It's great.
The
man.
girls will love it. My
Yeah,
girls. love it.
my girls
Yeah.
love it too.
Everybody like it's
a
great.
good movie.
My wife loved it.
My wife loves it.
There we go. There it is.
What about you, TJ?
To like plug or
Closing
anything.
remarks, yeah.
I'll tell you. You know, I think after seeing last night's show, I think everyone should at least give Paul Cauthen a chance. His Room 41 album that came out last year is a great album. So if you're into outlaw country at all,
We're not talking about how he's dressed, right?
check that out. Oh, well, that was the guy that came
I
up
know.
on stage.
I know.
Yeah, don't shit talk anyone either that looks like a cowboy because you never know.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
He might actually be a fucking cowboy. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
So that's all I got.
Or go ahead.
I had that similar story at that concert that we went to. Remember, me and you went to see The Used.
In the bathroom.
I went to the bathroom and I was taking a leak, and this dude was like I'm in the urinal, and this dude pops up next to me, and he said, "How's your urination going?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's pretty good. How's yours going?" And he was like, "Great." And I was like, "Okay." And so we went along. Like that was odd. And then that dude like fucking left the bathroom, went right on the stage, and was the lead singer of My Epiphany.
That's cool.
Who was the opening
Opening
band
band.
for that? I'm like, well, shit. Well, okay then.
Yeah, that's funny.
There we go.
You're like, I thought that was a
That's-
weirdo.
that's interesting.
He was a weirdo with talent.
No, he wasn't really like you could tell he was just trying to like
Be
hype
silly.
himself up. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he was just
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
be like, oh, this and that. Like then I felt bad. Like I wish I'd like give him a little more energy.
That's a concert that I brag about still a lot because there's a lot of people that love the Used, but we saw them when there was one album out. When that was
One
the
al-
Used at their prime.
their concert
in my
played that
opinion.
entire album.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was cool.
And it was fucking really, really good.
Good show.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have anything too outlandish to say. I just gonna I want to give a little bit credit to the local liquor store where I buy most of this liquor. This was a good whiskey, and
Fuck yeah.
that local.
Wait, are they paying you to plug this?
They're not.
Then we're not plugging it.
No,
I'm
he's
plugging
a
it.
fan. He's a
I'm-
fan.
I'm-
He's-
I'm-
We're not plugging shit if they don't
No.
pay us.
no, this
No,
is
I'm
his
playing.
own choice, though.
Out of pure gratitude, human kindness, paying it
Wait,
forward.
is this for Jimmy?
This is for Jimmy and the entire
All right,
staff
all right.
at Uptown
Hey,
Wine
Jimmy-
and Spirits
Jimmy-
in White House, Tennessee.
Jimmy takes care of me.
It's good stuff, man. They
Wait,
will
Jimmy
do you
was
right.
Jimmy was my boy. How's it turned around? Like now
Yeah,
you're the guy that's
Yeah,
with him.
you don't give him enough attention.
I know. I was getting like all the whiskey.
I'm even wearing my Maker's Mark socks right now.
Oh, show them babies off.
what the
about you?
fuck?
I
man?
seen they were giving away socks if you bought certain Maker's Marks.
Look
Oh, look at that red top on that motherfucker.
bottles on there.
God.
But
Damn.
You know how much I love Maker's Mark.
I know I wore these to spite you.
He would wear that sock on his
I-
dick if he got in a tanning bed right now. I guarantee you.
Oh yeah, that'd be his
Oh.
favorite dick sock out of all of them.
Well, I would-
Favorite
dick sock.
my favorite dick sock was the one that covered my dick. I haven't been in a tanning bed in a lot of years.
Come on, bro.
But
Let's do it. You want to get a membership?
Let's get in
Winter
there.
winter's coming up. What are we gonna do? We got to stay tan.
Let's get in
Yeah.
that tanning bed. Yeah.
Also, want to thank Chris for bringing me on the Through the Never podcast last week. Had a great time doing that. A good episode.
Which was really fucking good. Through the Never podcast, the last one with Levi. If you want to hear like way less bullshit than our podcast, and you want to learn something,
Yeah.
like man, and if you have Spotify Premium, right?
Yeah, or go through Anchor, but you can hear the full sound.
You
clips.
hear the whole song of like so they talk about a song and then it plays the song. And the way Spotify works, like it actually switches from the podcast to the song, so you can add it to a playlist or like it, and then as soon as the song's over, it switches right back to the podcast. It's really fucking cool. And again, like I learned a lot listening to it. It's way better than listening to some people shit talk each other.
And if
If you want to learn something.
and if you're not a
Maybe not way
if you're
better.
not a premium member of Spotify or whatever, you get to hear like a 30 to 40 second clip of the song.
Right,
we
and then
referenced.
Chris was saying he was picking the song because y'all talked about artists who had
Right.
several songs, and he was picking songs based off of like the 15-second clip. Is that what it is? 15
Right.
seconds. So like you get a clip that kind of gives you the more meat of the song than
That's a good choice.
some of the others.
It's a good podcast.
But yeah, no, I definitely appreciate it. You guys should check him out, and that's at Through the Never on Spotify and or any other.
And he does our theme song.
outlet. And he does our theme song. It's fucking incredible. You hear it every single time we start up. And also appreciate all the people in chat tonight. Good conversation. Dabbling Dads, Steven. Appreciate Larry calling in and talking to us or whatever. That was
and
first.
Shout out to Larry. By the way, his birthday is like tomorrow or the next day. It's like his birthday's in like really soon. So happy birthday, Larry.
Shit!
We should tell him why he was
hey,
there.
Larry's birthday.
Larry's
Cheers,
birthday.
cheers, boys. Here we go.
And nope. And if you guys want to check out the Dabbling Dads, they'll be streaming tomorrow night. Check them out. Good guys, and they'll be on 7-ish.
I know. I gotta get with him. I'm gonna try to
Get on there,
Chad
baby.
will be on there
hook up
before
with
too
him
long.
soon. Well, I know. I told him that I would get with him on my schedule, and I think I'm starting to open up. I mean, I'm not saying tomorrow, but maybe next week. I don't know.
Fucking A.
I'm gonna get
Nice.
with him and see.
But yeah.
Because Dabbling Dad's doing their like their tenfold like
Hat segment.
thing
Yeah,
and
that's
like
you right there,
all
man.
that stuff. I'm like, oh man, like I have so much conversation. Like I so want to be in on.
Get on there.
You know that's and I mean that's. It feels good to like have that opportunity because how many times do you listen to podcasts where you're like, no, fuck them, but like they're not talking like let me bring up something else and see like now I
you
have
get a
that
chance
opportunity. Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah, great episode. 30. We're in 30 now. I
30.
can't wait until we get to 40 and
30,
50. And
boy.
Cheers on 30 one
Cheers
more
on
time
30.
before we end
Hey,
out.
cheers! No, not cheers to 30. Cheers to 30 more.
30 more. Yeah.
30 more, boys,
All right.
and some good ass fucking whiskey too. We did plug the new AC/DC. We talked all about it, Tyler.
I haven't listened to